Oh my God, 28.
Okay.
Hey y'all.
Hey guys.
We're here.
Did you miss us?
I know it's been a little bit. It's been a little bit.
We have
got some
been.
things. We got some things to post, some things to talk about.
Yeah, we got a lot. Welcome to Soul Palate, y'all.
Yeah, first.
I'm Dee.
I'm Kapri.
And Soul Palate is a podcast where these two beautiful black women bring other beautiful black and brown people to the table to talk about spirits, wine, all the things really. Normalizing the black and brown palate, black and brown experience, stepping away from the Eurocentric lexicon. And talking a little bit of a lot of things while we do it. So
Some shit.
a lot of shit. Fun shit. Good shit. Shit to make you cry, shit to make you laugh, shit.
Yes.
Just all the shit.
All shit. All
And
the
we
time.
have a guest today.
Yes, we do. Hello.
Our girl Erica.
You know.
Hi. Hello. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited. I feel good.
I don't understand how we haven't had you on here sooner though.
I
doesn't
also
either.
don't. She already knew what I was going to say. I also don't understand.
Hey, sometimes you know what the most obvious
Gracie
choices
too, so-
tend to be the ones you don't think about first. So
It's true. A lot of obvious choices. We're like, when are we gonna get them on?
Yeah, like,
still sitting
ciao.
in our thought processes.
We're working on it,
we
honey.
want
That's
to do
why
this. There are episodes where we're like, we want to have this person on. Haven't done it. It just be like that.
That's why we've started writing things down.
We have.
We have lists for just about everything.
We do
now,
have lists now.
I'm just
now.
happy to be here. I'm here now. I'm not mad.
Yeah, so we've got
Anymore.
this nice
I'm not
lineup of wine, so I'm super excited about that. You know, having Erica on, she is a wine professional, honey. So we could not do our usual whiskey situation. I mean,
No.
we could have, and we probably will do another episode with her where we'll probably have whiskey. But for now,
I'll taste anything.
we've been wanting an excuse to do wine anyway, so it seemed very appropriate.
I think this is gonna be really great. Also, be able to hashtag and get some new eyes.
Yeah, true.
Yes,
Definitely.
new eyes. Also, like, to me, it's very important that we, like, bring together the spirits and wine worlds. Because, like,
Oh, for sure.
it's not that different.
It's really not. My tasting process for both is very much the same.
Exactly.
Oh,
Absolutely the same.
And it's all agricultural.
And
It all comes from
It
the same
all
place.
comes from the same place. And I use the same verbiage for both. I still talk about tannins. I still talk about acidity. I'm talking about body. I'm talking about legs. I'm talking about region. I'm talking about water.
You're talking about balance.
body.
They brought that back.
Let's
And
get 'em,
won't let it go. Won't let it go.
No, Candy's not gonna let it go. She's regenerating
making
a
money.
coin off
That
that
is
joint.
real.
That bitch does not play about a fucking coin. I would say honorary shout out to Candy Burrs because that motherfucker.
Honorary.
She is a money magnet.
Yes.
hilarious.
I'm like,
Yes,
oh my
yes,
God.
yes, yes.
Shouts out to her.
She's a money magnet.
A money magnet. Call that motherfucker Magneto.
Money Mac.
Body.
Money Magneto. Well, that's a good one.
I
Okay,
like that.
you're welcome, Candy, if you ever use that. So, y'all, in terms of what we're tasting today, we have got, what, 3? Are we calling it 2 rosés? And then what's our middle one?
I would,
How do we classify that?
so I don't think you really need to.
Okay.
It is made with white and red grapes, so.
Perfect. So we've got some rosé, we've got 2 reds, and then we've got a little hybrid, very interesting process happening in the middle. So that is a perfect segue wine in the middle. Anyway, I'm excited.
Let's do it.
All right, so first we sip, and then we'll get into the ketchup.
Yes.
All right, y'all. So the first one we got going on is a French rosé from Bern or Bernay,
I think it's Burn if it's French, right?
Romance. This is the
Mediterranean.
Bern Romance Mediterranean is the IGP, which IGP is.
It's a designation just saying what the areas it comes from. And those designations can get, like, more precise, like, right? Like, whether it's a village or a vineyard. But it's just a designation, letting you know where it comes from.
And this is from the struggle year of 2020.
The struggle, not the struggle year.
So I thought that was also great that this is going to be wine from 2020. But the Chateau de Bern, 1,500 acre private estate in Provence, only 25 miles north of, I don't know what this means,
Saint-Tropez.
Tropez, close to the village of Lorgues. That looks like a monster name.
Lorg.
What's that?
Okay. LORGUES.
Lorgs. I want to say Laguays, but that's
We need to learn some French pronunciations, y'all.
Dating
Please.
back to the 18th century, it is truly an exceptional site promoting relaxation and well-being around two main themes: province and wine.
Okay.
These descriptions always get me.
Provence.
Provence and wine. Okay.
It is the ideal choice for today's wine tourism.
Okay.
We just be copy and pasting this shit.
I was gonna say we are going by their descriptions, y'all. This is our first time. Well, I don't know if it's Capri's first time, but it's my first time. Tasting notes,
Tasting notes, but we have some of those.
No, we'll take our own, child.
All right, here we go. So, of course, you know Erica, but being on the show, you say exactly what you smell immediately.
Okay.
And as soon as you taste, say exactly what you taste.
So first, I'm gonna look. As you can see, it's very light salmon. It just goes because when you're talking about
Salmon. Okay.
you're talking about.
I love because we don't get salmon in spirits, like not really.
No, that's why I love wine, and that's why. And we can get more into this later. Even when you ask like about the middle wine, how would we classify that? Red, white, rosé, orange, all of those things are things that don't actually matter. They're just, it's just, because it doesn't actually tell you, like a red wine can look red, but that is not primarily red, right? So like, it just, color is more to assess the quality of, or assess how long the skins have been in contact with the wine. So this being salmon, you know that the skins have not been in contact with the wine for that long, which usually means that you can already deduce things about tannins, things like that.
Okay.
Yes, so bitch, get us educated. Okay.
We look.
Salmon.
If you care about looking at what they say, legs or tears, you can do that as well. Give you an indication of the alcohol content, but usually we actually look first.
Nice.
Okay. I love it.
I'm getting vanilla and orange.
I'm definitely getting that orange.
I'm getting like.
I wish I had more of a bowl in my
Have you ever seen they used to have those philosophy perfumes at Sephora, and they always came in like the little ones. They were like almost little sample sizes.
Oh yeah.
They have a compassion one, and this one smells
compassion.
The compassion and expressive together, which is vanilla and citrus actually.
I love.
Really?
That's what it reminds me of. Yeah. There's also something like
say now I
lemon
get that damn vanilla. Okay.
Lemon. Slatey too. There's something that makes me feel like I'm smelling like slabs of like slate.
Yeah. Some minerality. Here we go. I'm going for the taste.
Yum.
I feel like there's like light notes of strawberry.
Light, but there's something. Let me see.
To me, it's very citrus forward. There's something like.
Yeah, because I'm getting like lemon, even maybe grapefruit peel.
It's giving very like light on the strawberry. Like I wouldn't say the strawberries are super ripe.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was just about to say maybe if it's like I cut the top of the strawberry off like that part of it.
Yeah. More white than the.
More of the white than the red.
Yes,
exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
Wow. The texture is a little lush, so it like coats
Very
your-
much so. It's like. I was trying to figure out a way to word that, so lush is the word for that.
That's what I say.
It's super like silky on my tongue, like
It's a good ass rosé.
It is.
I'll tell you that. It's like the perfect temperature right now.
Yes,
it's very acidic too, but I think that's why it's nice to have that lush quality, that coating of the mouth, but also all the acid. Like I feel like I'm catching my.
Yeah, catching that spit.
Caught. All right.
Yeah, that's good.
Twas caught.
I cannot. That's another good one.
Do you taste anything savory on it?
No, I was gonna say cream.
I was gonna say creamy is a great way to describe the texture too.
There's something lactic,
lactic.
Yeah,
I like that one. Another one we haven't used, lactic.
I could not.
Oh
it's
God,
good, though,
that's great.
Actually.
I really like that. Okay.
Do you know
it's gonna be a wine type of day because I am not drinking any liquor today.
Megan Thee Stallion.
It's 12.5%.
First of all, look at me swirling it.
It would start staring at the screen like. It's 26.
12.5.
Oh shit! I was,
26.
I was about to say 26%.
Between like 12 and 15.
I say it gets lower.
It gets lower than that.
Especially in like
I was gonna say like 9.
Like I would usually say like it can get that low too, but normally you won't see wines really get above 16.
Right.
15, 16. Once you get into 16 territory, I don't know.
We partying.
I don't know.
Say, that's when you get nice and wine drunk.
I don't know about that. I'm not a big alcohol content, like a big wine person, so.
Maybe. I like those robust, boozy Cabernets.
Yes.
Like,
Well, you can't.
I can't have Cabernet Sauvignon. Weird. It's the only grape I can't have.
That's why she asked about the.
That's my favorite. Oh, that's why you asked me. Yes, no, it's not Cabernet.
It's literally the only grape. We do not know why.
Wow.
We found out because I would get something that they call complex migraines, which are very common. And you remember, yeah. Very common amongst women, called a complex migraine, which means they don't know what the fuck is going on.
Wow.
And basically you get a migraine with stroke-like symptoms. So like my arm would feel weak,
God.
my eye would get a little droopy even. So yeah, we found out because I was sent to the hospital because my doctor was like, we have to check and make sure you didn't get a stroke.
I'm trying to imagine like half her face drooping and shit. Like, damn, off the
little bit of the eye and everything. It's like it's not too bad.
I was not laughing at the migraine.
Not the migraine at all.
Listen,
it was my folks like imagining.
I laugh about all of the conditions because like it's like what the body does is funny. It wasn't funny at the very moment.
It was,
but I look back with laughter.
I'm glad you're able to.
Erica, tell us about your journey
in wine. Yes, please. I was gonna say the same.
Getting into it, cool.
We already had a
journey into it. The journey started for me really while I was working at Daikaya. Before that, I worked at a pizza shop that only sold Turkish wine at first, and I was too young to really be indulging. You know what I'm saying? So so I wasn't really indulging in the workplace's menu. But once I moved on to Daikaya and I'm 21, right? Like, I don't know, working upstairs in the izakaya, it was so sake focused. So that's where I really was like, okay, I want to learn about.
I love that bar. I haven't been in so many years. Oh my God.
It was.
It's still dark as fuck.
It's dark, but it's beautiful because they have an incredible sake selection. It's been a long time since I've been, so I don't know what's going on there now, but I'm sure they still do because
we should go.
Definitely prioritized.
Yeah. We should go.
Maybe.
Okay.
No. It's good. The food is really good too. But yeah, I was just really interested in sake, and that's what I was really learning about, sake and shochu and other things and Japanese styles of cooking and all of that. And then one of the people we worked with was big on wine, right? And so he was really pushing a small wine menu. And I remember I tasted a red. It was the Chateau Moussard. I'll never forget. Chateau Moussard red, which is a Lebanese estate, right? So Lebanese red. Oh my gosh. It tasted like red meat, like cooked perfectly.
Oh,
and I will never forget. And I was just like, wow. And I was just starting to develop that palate for that. Like, I grew up with tough meat, you know, well done. So a little burnt. And I was just now starting to develop. But I was just now starting to really get into, like, exploring even, like, different temperatures of meat, of duck, and all of these things.
My mom taught me that shit earlier, actually. When I did used to eat beef, like, because she would make me, like, T-bone steak. For some reason, T-bone steak was, like, my favorite thing in the fucking world. But she did teach me, like, temperatures and all that. I just knew I didn't want no red.
Yeah.
I really don't even want pink.
Still now?
Oh, well, I was a medium well girl when I was eating beef. I couldn't do well done because I don't want it dry, but I also don't want any sight indication, anything of blood.
I love me a rare, bro.
I'm medium rare.
Really?
I'm medium rare.
Wow.
Medium rare is usually my good spot.
People medium rare nowadays is fucking rare.
Yeah, that's why I'm careful.
I've been leaning, depending on the cut, I've been leaning medium because it's gonna have real nice. in between, but like it's something about that juice for me. Like it's just like juicy.
That juicy
like
quality
juice.
you're talking about, that you're talking about in relation to meat juice, right?
That meat juice.
But it is it's a juiciness.
Yeah.
That was what that
the
wine
taste
reminded me of.
Oh, okay.
And
I would
like
like to taste that in a wine.
Yeah.
Salivating, and I'll never forget it. It was beautiful, and that from that moment on, I was like, I want to learn more. Started hanging out with my friend Cesar, who at the time worked at Rose's, drinking wine, eating food. Started going to Tail Up Goat, drinking wine. I remember Bill Jensen, who was then the beverage director at Tail Up Goat specifically, and he's still an owner of both Tail Up Goat and Reveler's Hour, but he was the one doing the beverage menu there. He sold us a Riesling that he described as moldy peach. And I'm going to be honest, I was like,
wow.
Y'all gonna let this white man sell us a wine that tastes like molded fruit? I was at the table like, is this what we came here for? But, you know, I really trust my friends. Like, everyone can tell you, when I eat with you, if I don't think I'm going to like it, I'm going to still try it because you ordered it. So I let Cesar take the lead. And that was like, I mean, it was like...
So that actually sounds like a good description. Yeah. Like, I would try that.
It's I mean, you know that scene in Ratatouille where he's eating and the
starts sparking and fireworks
are going off? That's what happened to me. And that's what Riesling... Riesling became my favorite grape, and then from then on,
I've never tasted a Riesling that even gives me peach in any capacity. So that's pretty cool.
I'm going to have to bring you some Rieslings.
Yes.
You can definitely
please
get
do.
peachy, like, qualities. It was beautiful, and from that moment on, I was like, I'm going to work here, and I started working at that Michelin-star restaurant, and that's where I learned.
Nice.
You got tested. I had to take written exams, you know, so after that, it was just the love of wine and food and flavors and putting things together, so it was really the journey through this industry that got me.
Yeah. I think that's what I love about the wine world is the pairing aspect is very huge, right? Like, and I think that people are now trying to, I mean, we were, but like, even more so trying to pair spirits with other things.
For sure.
Which also just elevates in the cocktail world. If you're able to learn how flavors match, you can make great cocktails for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
Like that CCB dinner at Cafe Rick's with the pairing with the Westwood cocktails, I loved that.
It was so great.
I loved that. The highball with the oyster and...
Bitch.
Oh my god, that cocktail, they don't make that on the menu, so I'm like, I can't even go in and fucking ask for it for real.
Us, yeah.
That was great. But it's needless to say, I love pairing with cocktails.
Yeah.
No, I do too. And spirits, I think people undercut the fact that you can pair with spirits. One of my favorite pairings
I love pairing whiskeys
was like a dish from Bad Saint while Tom was still the chef there. And it was like like an empanada, like a you know, like something like that, very flaky, filled with meat, and they had this green sauce, and they paired it with a small batch mezcal.
Ooh.
It was all good.
Green sauce and mezcal just sounds like it goes together. Period.
I don't know why.
Because there's something earthy and herbaceous about a green sauce that inevitably exists, and there's also it's typically going to inevitably pair well with a mezcal.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see that. Ooh,
Yeah.
that sounds great.
It was so good. Yeah, I took my glasses off. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, I don't actually need to see to be here right now. So.
You don't.
You
So,
can just look at anything.
exactly.
Yeah.
Small version of
I can
you.
see y'all.
That's all you need to see. You ain't reading no outlines.
Let me
good.
tell you, I cannot see. I couldn't even tell you we were filming people right now.
If you are listening to us and not watching us, Erica took off her glasses.
Okay.
So
Serious.
she got real comfy real quick.
Yes.
The glasses off.
So how many years in total? Not the glasses off.
They are though. They need to be.
How
sometime.
many years in total have you then been? Would you consider yourself to be a wine professional, so to speak?
You know, I would say wine. Honestly, I'd say wine professional. Now that I really think about it, and I know some people would say this is undermining what I've done, but I don't think it is. I think wine professional really started for me in 2019. And I say that even though I've been working at Tail Up Go already for 2 years. I say that because I think to call yourself a professional in anything, right? Like, and to take away from the colonized view of what a professional can mean. I think it really is about the confidence you bring to not only speaking about what you know, but studying as well and going for it. And I really didn't start taking that type of confidence and using it to pursue more information until 2019.
Okay.
And that's when I was like, oh, I can do stuff with this. Like, I don't have to just be in wine like I'm told to be in wine, that I can do something with this industry.
Yep.
I think going into wine, especially then, we've had a lot happen in these past 2 years, but especially then, it was very intimidating. I was very intimidated. Training at Tail of Goat, I would say, was a 6-month learning curve for me. I was very intimidated, and I started in 2018, at the top of 2018, like January 2018. So it was just, I felt like I had to like assimilate more than I could just develop my own way of being a wine steward, if you will, a somm, or whatever you want to call it. Because really, we're just the middlemen. We're just the people who say, hey, what are you looking for? I know some things about what we have. And we're just making the connection. And I just was losing sight of that. So I really say that, like, for me, being a true, like, wine professional and feeling confident in myself started in 2019. So what is that, 3 years now? And then, total, I've been working in wine, with wine, I will say, since I was 20. I'm 27, so that's 7 years.
Okay.
So I usually alternate between 7 and 3 years. Vast differences. But it depends on who I'm talking to, because here I can sit in nuance with them and have them understand what I'm saying. When I'm talking to these other people who don't want to hear the reasoning behind things, it's 7 years.
Period.
Because that's all you need to know.
Exactly.
Because you don't care about
if
the
they're not
anyway.
interested in knowing about the journey and all that anyway, then
Exactly.
then you give them the cliff notes.
And that's the lesson I'm trying to learn, as Kapri is very aware of. I need to stop giving to where things don't want to be got. You know what I mean? If you don't want to receive it, I don't need to be throwing it your way. 7 years for those of you who don't want to receive.
Period. Miss Christian, if you nasty. Emotes, Miss Emotes.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes I want to be in a ballroom. You guys, you know
God.
how I get after I watch.
I want to go to balls so bad. I want to go to balls so
For the
bad.
next 3 months, I'm going to be.
I don't know if y'all watched the BET Awards.
I didn't, but I saw them do this.
Did you see the Billy Porter situation clip, the whole thing? How did you feel about it? Honorary with it or not?
Okay, I don't know if Billy Porter was trying to dance or was
I think with the outfit, it wasn't giving dance.
Billy Porter is he? Yes.
I think they go by they.
Okay, they. I don't know what they were doing. But then what I saw on Instagram was so damn blurry that I was like, I couldn't really see what was going on.
So,
and I didn't look it up, but I was like, well, I'm glad that they
had a moment, but what I found out was that moment was actually put together very last minute, and it seemed like it was put together pretty last minute just because, like, I understand they were trying to encapsulate like a ball, but in a very short period of time, because you know how award shows work. You only get a little bit of time to work with.
Right.
And so, I mean, of course, I had Mother Shannon come out in Balenciaga. You already know I'm obsessed. And it started great with her walking out, right? But then, maybe I'm just not as privy to different icons and stuff like that in the ballroom scene, so I'm not going to know everybody. So there was 2 people who came out who I had no clue who they were, and their moments were just very quick and like in passing, so I couldn't fully process who they were, what they were iconic for. Like, it wasn't like if Naomi comes out and does a 360, it's going to be a moment around that. Right. Mother Shannon had a moment around giving face. Yeah. So it just, for them in the middle, didn't seem like that. But then Dominique, who played Electra in Pose, then she came out, of course, doing Runway, giving realness. Da, da, da.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, so I'm glad it was a moment. But you could tell, and I was glad that I found out, I think listening to one of my podcasts, found out that it was more of a last minute kind of thing that was put together. It seemed like it. So I wish it was more of like a production. I really wish it was more.
Step for that to be happening.
It's a huge ass step, for sure. Now I want it to be like something that comes back next year, but as a production, though.
That was very big for them to do.
For sure. Oh, for sure. But here's the thing about it, though. Here's the thing about it. They are there was a lot more LGBTQIA plus friendliness happening in the awards period.
Yes.
I forgot who they had on it. I think Saucy did like some pre-show thing, and then there was someone else.
But our community is very much in a chokehold.
Oh, for
still
sure.
over this shit.
Oh,
You know
for
what I'm
fucking
saying?
sure.
So,
So what I'm hearing a little bit of too was that who they did choose to work with for BT Awards when it came to outwardly gay in hip hop. They made it a point not to have Lil Nas X.
100%. They really did.
And I didn't like that.
But that's what
really did.
I like that. Jack Harlow came in a Lil Nas X shirt beforehand.
Step, but also, that's what I'm saying. Why is a large step in its way?
But
They're snubbing him just because he bothered to kiss his boyfriend on stage. Like, so
But
whack.
here's my thing.
That's
so whack.
Here's my thing about, especially when we get in the conversation about taking big steps, we have to start centering who is it for. Because is it like, you know what I mean?
For sure.
No, but I mean, even beyond the system, who is the audience? Who was that for? Who was that Vogue moment really for? Who is it for? And I think that these things are great, but I think that at some point, like I'm a queer person. At some point, we have to say, like, are you including us or are you using
appeasing us?
Like,
trying
are
to
you
appeal
using
to
us to say, like,
100%.
okay, I'm seeing, like, right? So, like,
100%.
when we talk about big steps, to me, like, even though we can call it a step in the perception that they're doing something that normally they would have probably, like, thrown people off stage for.
Exactly.
What was that?
I'm saying, like, there's no buts here. I think you can have both.
Yes.
Yeah.
But being like a habit, not in what I mean. Yeah. But and see, it's like so natural. And I think that we have to decide whether or not queer people are actually being included. Who is this for? Who was that for? I don't like seeing things that are queer, that are meant to be inclusive, that are just targeted toward people who aren't even a part of those communities. It's just not giving to me where we need to be moving. Like, the point is to say this is for y'all and this includes you.
This actually goes into my actual Wit It or Not that I put on the thing.
Oh, beautiful. I love this
Do we want to sip or do we want to...
Let's do our second sip and then let's get into that.
Because I 100% agree with what you just said. Let's get into the next one. Because it's the ballroom community right now is making its way, but it's being used.
Being used for sure. It's like,
but it has all. So
it's
like,
the conundrum of like
used. Ballroom has always been used.
Always,
when
for sure.
We talk about fashion from ever.
Ballroom has influenced the culture for as long as it's existed.
Fashion culture, how women look. Bitch look like
vernacular.
Language.
Fuck it. It's an entire separate language.
All right, let's
so. Is this like a natural wine? Anyway, okay. So our second sip is Boho du Loire Rosa.
Okay.
So this is a wine that we actually, this was a part of a subscription box with a partner that we fulfilled for.
Nice.
And so we just had some extra. We may or may not bring this into our own lineup. So let's give a little bit of info about this wine. Boho du Loire Rosa is a rosé natural wine. I was right. Made from 60% Tinta Chow. Is that Chow? C-A with a
I would just say
squiggly.
cow.
Yeah, I was going to say cow.
Tinta
Cow? I'm going to go with cow.
Oh, maybe Chow's with an I.
Yes. 30% Vinau. I'm going to assume that H is silent. Vinau. 10%. It's given silent. 10% Lord God Lorero, and 10% other varietals.
Okay,
Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Okay. The two red grapes, Tinta Cow and Vinau, were sourced from a smaller producer practicing organic viticulture in the Vino Verde region located in Marco de Canavesi. Since Vinau is highly pigmented, the maceration time was kept at a minimum. Spontaneous fermentation was done in concrete and stainless steel with chestnut flowers and combined with 10% Lorero. Okay. Same as Dorliche to add zest and other aromatic notes. Okay.
So where's this from? Vino Verde is Spain?
I believe. I don't want to lie. I don't want to lie, child.
This is
Oh, the Loire. It's giving Spanish,
sure
but I don't want to get it wrong.
No, this is Portuguese.
Beautiful.
Oh, okay.
You know what? It does sound more, I guess, Portuguese than it would Spanish, like Spain Spanish. Minimal SO2 added at bottling. Okay, and it is unfiltered, which that we could tell because it's definitely still got the things going on. In the glass, it's a little which is cool. So I like having the two side by side. One was very not cloudy, and this one is very much giving. It's
giving peach.
It's giving overcast.
It's giving, peach
in
fuzz,
color it is giving.
Fuzz,
it's literally giving peach fuzz. That's a good one.
But and this is why I say with wine, it's cool to look. I mean, I think it's cool to look at everything, but in wine specifically, it's cool to look because you also see qualities of how they bottled it. Like, did they filter it? Did they, what did they allow for the wine to do? You can really see it in the glass, And so natural wines, like what classifies something as a natural wine? Is that not filtering, the unfilteredness of, is that part of something being a natural wine? Or? Yeah, it's a lot of things. Natural is actually an overarching thing. So there are definitely things that I don't know, it gets dicey because it's not like a definitive, quality.
Is that like a legally, a regulated category?
So organic and biodynamic, and I believe places have sustainability regulations as well. Mm-hmm. But it's not, natural in itself is not a term that's used to be regulated. Because honestly, wine was always natural. That's how wine started. Yeah. The point of natural wine, in the definition that I use it, the point of natural wine is that there's a conscious level of thought putting into the growing processes, which usually means that is organic or they just care for the soils in a way that don't take away from the region itself. And then also minimal intervention is the big thing with natural. So usually if you have a lot of intervention in wines, you're adding certain things, any chemicals to the wine itself, you can't call that natural. And usually if you're using chemicals in the vineyard during your growing practices, you wouldn't call that natural either. But it's dicey because it's not a regulated thing. But that's why I like, and some wines are organic and, they can't afford those, what would you call it? Not designations, but they can't afford the label. Certifications. Thank you. So it's a very
you got to pay to get a certificate. I guess you got to pay for everything.
You have to pay for everything.
You have to pay for everything,
and you have to pay to say that your wine is from a specific place as well.
Oh,
so
wow.
right, you have to use. There are rules. There are a lot of rules. Natural wine.
So it can fit all those criteria, but if you don't pay for it to have that on the label, people just wouldn't know unless
you
they
can say it if they look it up, if they look in your notes, but they can't
But if it's not slapped on the label, wow, huh? Well, how many wines out there like that? Probably tons.
A lot of wines. I mean, a lot of wines. I drink mostly wines from small producers. A lot of those producers aren't working with big chemicals and stuff. They're hand harvesting. They're doing native yeast fermentation, which means that they allow the yeast that naturally exists on the grapes to ferment the juice itself, and they're not adding chemicals to affect acid, sugar, stuff like that. Even there are wineries becoming more inventive, so they'll add a sweeter must before they add sugar, or a chemical that adds sugar. So it's very interesting. It's the small stuff that you usually see won't always have the labels, but they are. So that's why it's cool to even if you look at the back of the bottle and you see the importer distributor, you can usually go onto their website and
find some information. Okay. Yeah, true, smart. Look at who's importing it. That's a nice little tidbit. Love it.
Yes.
Okay, fab. So what is it giving?
I feel like you're getting that
I'm getting more tropical fruit. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm getting more ripe fruit.
Oh, tropical fruit sounds. I get that too.
I say
papaya, pineapple.
Fruits, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Stone fruits too. There was something that reminded me of there's something botanical about it too.
For sure.
It's giving me herbs, a mixture of herbs.
You know what? It almost reminds me of.
Maybe.
I was gonna say, I'm growing pineapple sage on my deck, and it almost reminds me of that.
Huh. That sounds like Awesome. I want to smell that.
It's delicious. Yeah.
I like it.
I'll make you a cocktail with some.
It's tart.
I have a very acidic palate.
It's a little bit acidic for me.
Yeah, it is.
You need more lush.
Immediately, like, it goes to the sides of your mouth and gets the watering.
So much so I just spit.
Keep in mind, though, this has warmed up quite a bit in the
It
glass.
did warm up, yeah.
Colder, the balance might be a little different.
Okay, true.
Yeah.
I'll go back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Temperature definitely makes a difference.
Yeah. And this is, I would not drink this wine at this temperature at all. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to, just do a quick little...
Get a little... Yeah.
A little freshie.
Me too.
I'll join you in that.
Little freshie. Ooh, it's cold.
This one's for you, Rob.
Yeah! I love it.
Oh,
I
God.
love that y'all let me pour even though I can't see.
You're
Oh,
doing
bitch, I
great.
forgot you can't see. Whoops. I'll hold
You're
my
doing
closer.
amazing.
You more nearsighted, farsighted? Does it not matter? You blind in both distances?
No, I mean, honestly, I'm nearsighted, but I don't know. Sometimes I'll be wondering.
Cute.
I feel like there's some smokiness to the nose. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
smoked wood or that smoked fish, maybe. I don't know.
Smoked fish.
Does that
Interesting.
make sense?
And when you
Still
say
very
smoked fish,
acidic,
are you
delicious.
thinking like salinity, minerality, like ocean-like? Or are you thinking fish as in like really,
Like
as in
food.
genuinely fish? Okay.
Like when I feel like when people are like grilling a type of fish, I feel like it would. This somehow comes from that.
I've been going in on the grill, y'all. I'm so proud of me. Oh yes, nice and cozy.
Yeah.
still very acidic,
Yeah.
but better cold.
Yes.
It's giving white grape.
Yes,
It's
for
like white
sure.
grapes to me. And then
For sure.
Well, look at the color, right? Like, it's minimal skin contact.
Yeah.
So when
Yeah.
you're talking about the things
Yeah,
that
this
are
is more
balancing
light
out some
peach
of the
versus
flavors
salmon,
you're
but
tasting, this is, this does not see much skin.
oh.
Like, this is a very, like, right, it's peach, but it's still, like
super
when,
light.
like,
Yeah.
And them skins, whatever skins it was on, it's not a lot.
It
of
took a
extraction
little
of
cat
color
nap on
or
the- they took a little cat nap.
texture even.
They ain't fully rest. They just took a cat nap.
As a rose bitch, I'm gonna drink it, but
As
the
a
first
rosé
one,
bitch.
definitely, I really enjoyed that first one.
The first one the most.
Yeah.
I like both. They're
Like, I
giving
just
two
feel
different
like this
things.
one doesn't have any more depth in the flavor. I feel like it's very,
It's very straightforward, to say the to say the least.
And it's not giving a ton on the palate either.
Did you want this one to be colder? Or is this give us that?
Yeah, it's still a little chilled, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's... All right.
All right,
But yeah.
so-
So getting into what I was trying to say. One of my Wit It or No's are that Beyonce. Supposedly, people are saying Beyonce and Drake have now resurrected the house music scene.
First of all, heavy sigh.
Into the mic.
Because, ow, Sway.
Bitch, how?
Why is it that always Beyonce and Drake get credited with resurrecting some shit? Or like, because they did the
We
same
know
thing.
why.
They did the same thing with both of them with Afrobeats.
Period. First off, one. Second off, which honestly, if you think Illuminati shit, yeah, that's actually weird as fuck. But this is we are seeing a beginning of the trend. First off, I had to screenshot this for both of you, and I said I'm not gonna send it to them. I'm gonna wait to the podcast because a bitch was. I'm like in my feelings because I said this shit years ago. I feel like. Let me see. Let me go to it. Where is it?
And you probably did.
So it's right there. Disco,
Yeah.
disco
Oh my
people,
God.
disco people.
you have been channeling disco all this time. You and Beyonce on the same wave.
No, Beyonce's on my wave.
I'm period. That's on period.
Beyonce's on my wave. But this is my thing. Going back to saying a thing.
You ahead of
about
the times,
BET,
Pre.
What's happening right now, right? We ballroom scene, transgender, non-binary are getting. We are seeing steps, right?
Yeah.
We're seeing TV shows. We're getting more representation in TV, more representation in media, more representation here. Now we're getting more representation in awards and different things like that. Now how do we start making money off of the culture?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Boom. Let's get Beyonce and Drake to go ahead and put on a house.
Oh, for sure.
And
how do we make it pop? How do we make it pop?
Like, you didn't resurrect like, shit. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Me and Erica have been listening to House for our whole friendship, bitch. Yeah. And the house scene is huge, bitch.
We've been going to shows. We've been going to shows.
I'm sorry. I feel like I gotta yell at the microphone.
Please do. No, bitch. Get your shit off. Get your shit off.
We've been going to shows for a long time, too. So it's like we've been present in what house does to people. Yes. We've been present in the freedom that it brings. So
I've cried
give that
dancing house event.
Seriously,
like, house music is one of the most beautiful styles of music. When it like I'm not a big deep house until we went to that one,
Blast,
which was
right?
Because that was like
Native
still
Son.
centered in Black. African, like sometimes church, it gets back to that moment. It gets and it pulls those strings. House music is fucking amazing. But to say that these motherfuckers is bringing it back,
it's frustrating.
And they're not bringing it back.
It's been here.
They're bringing it to pop. They're bringing it to pop culture right now.
But even then. But even then, I am a firm believer that Black people build American pop culture, right? Mm-hmm. So like Absolutely. Even then, I wouldn't even say it's bringing it to pop culture because it's just bringing it to it's putting it into capitalism. Like honestly, like I think
it's making it appeal to corporations is really what it is. It's making it appeal to corporations because it's in pop when it's considered pop when you're able to like use it in commercials or you're able to play it on radio.
At some point, we have to stop calling Beyonce. And I fuck with Beyonce and Drake. I don't want no tea. I don't want no smoke. We good. But at some point, at some point, we have to stop saying that they're bringing stuff back and start saying that they're responding to what we've been doing. We have to
just say that they got their ear to the street. That's all you need to say. They got their ear to the street.
We have to start owning that what we like
is what drives these artists to create a certain way. Absolutely.
So where does the ownership lie? It always lies in the people, and we always try to take it away from the people to put it to one person.
Individual.
And usually it's going to be one Black person, two Black people, three, a few. Giving Black excellence. Black excellence is capitalism. I don't believe in Black excellence. I believe in my ordinary ass motherfucking life where I'll be out here living my best life, experiencing so much love and joy. That is what house is. House is.
But there's a reason why that comes across as something that's so extraordinary, though. I mean, for such a long time, that hasn't been the theme around Blackness. Is excellence and joy and just living your best life. That hasn't been perpetuated. That hasn't been the stories that's been told. That hasn't been the stories that have been celebrated, highlighted, so on and so forth. So, of course, when more than 3 Black people are excited and happy and living their best life, it's considered this extraordinary Renaissance thing, this revolutionary thing. Like, niggas been finding joy, my guy. Like even the worst circumstances, like the world is fucking trash right now. Like we're still trying to find a way to live our best life.
And honestly, it's not even the world; it's the people. We are fucking it up.
Yeah, true. Earth, the world.
Earth was chilling when we weren't fucking with it.
Facts.
We are fucking.
People are trash right now.
Beyonce's
recycled trash at that.
I'm not mad at it anymore. I'm sorry.
It's stuck in my head, and I'm not
actually,
into it.
If I hear I turn the thing on mute. I'm not listening to the damn song. I am actively not listening to this damn song. Do I like the words? Yes. The reasoning behind her putting this shit out is so that the ballroom community can run that shit up, and everybody else can run that shit up behind it. Like it was for Pride Month. To get it in before Pride Month was over. Like, I'm over it, bitch. I'm sorry. I do love Beyonce in her own right. Don't get me wrong. Very legend, okay? Yeah. But the moves are just like, that song felt like it was, and I was talking to a lot of queer folks, and they were like, it's not given. Like, it wasn't really put, like, I don't think her heart was putting that shit at all. I really think it was like, this is a money grab. Let's go.
Well, here, and I will say, I'll disagree there only in the way that I don't think that her heart wasn't in it. I think that we have to start considering where her heart is, right? Like Beyonce is so removed from the life that we live that when she's making these songs like "You Won't Break My Soul," "Just Quit My Job," da 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 da, damn, you know, they work me so hard.
Do you think she's moving into her older diva phase?
I just think that Beyonce, even when you watch these documentaries, she's always talking about connecting to the people, to the culture that we bring, and I think that. Honestly, I don't even think it's her fault. I think it's not. It's people
giving her that.
Exactly.
It's people giving her that, giving Drake that.
We need to start taking fucking responsibility for how we perceive people. Beyonce puts out her music and minds her fucking business. I'm not mad at her.
But she can. Absolutely.
I'm not mad. But she's going to do what she can do, so we should do what we can do too. And
own our shit.
But right, we wouldn't have these issues if we took ownership and gave ownership to the people who actually created the sound.
For sure.
This way of moving and dancing and hearing and being a part of community, right? Like Beyonce is just looking the same way she did Homecoming. The reason that was so powerful is because she said, "You matter." We have to understand that is what she's saying. She's saying this matters and you matter. All these people are like,
her platform to do what she's supposed to do with it, to be honest.
She didn't say, "I'm going to bring back house for all of my bees."
Yeah.
What are bees?
All of my bees.
For all my bees. Isn't it the beehives? Is that what they call them? Bees?
Are they called the bees?
I stand baby. I like her, but I don't stand nothing.
Yeah, I'm not a beehiver.
You're looking at a group of...
This is a wrong group. This is a wrong group to know.
Y'all.
Cute.
It's the wrong.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no.
I think she's just using her platform to highlight the shit she likes. To be honest, the shit that resonates with her. And I think it's just these fucking publications, which who the fuck made them the arbiters of who's bringing anything back? Like these are like white writers also, like who are not connected to these cultures at all. So what they feel like is that a Beyonce or a Drake is more palatable, and they are able to ingest these styles of music, that have already been cranking in spite of or without either of these artists using it.
House, Baltimore House, New Jersey club
and I didn't like the album.
I would like the album if he said nothing. Then
or if he had the type of artist who specialize in that music. If it was more of like them featuring Drake.
I was just gonna say that it was not Drake's album. It's whoever produced each song featuring Drake.
I've been done
because
he hardly Drake projects. I'm a honest.
I will listen to Drake anything. I play to it. I played it, but
it's gonna come up anyways. Like
I can't.
You don't need to listen to Drake because Drake is gonna play anyways anywhere you go. Like it just happens. Like your life is gonna run into Drake. Your life is gonna run into Beyonce. That's gonna happen. Yeah. But I was like, you know what?
But in college, I was a Drake stan
because people were like, I had people, like hood ass niggas like Drake was smart for this album, y'all. Like now he's gonna be being played in the Euro club. Nigga, they've been playing.
He was playing globally anyway. This nigga goes on a global tour every year, my guy.
Just because he's not singing at yo ass no more, don't mean that he wasn't motherfucking relevant.
Well, that's why I think we have to. But that's what I mean, and that's why I think it's so important that we start just really like collectively being like, nah, like who gets to own this? Like because
this is giving me like 808s and Heartbreaks for Kanye. This Drake album.
I loved
where it just went super.
808s and Heartbreak is one of the best.
No. I mean, it's a better album than this album. I mean, in the sense that it's like deviating completely from what he has been known to do.
I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna lie. For me, Drake said minimal words. Fucking loved it. It was like a minute maybe. Over a song of 3 minutes that he would say something. He let the beat ride so long in all the songs that I was like, this is my type of music from Drake. Honestly, just give me the instrumental. It's a better album. I swear to God.
That is so deep.
Fuck that. Whatever he's saying, every time his voice is on, it was like when I was watching the new Batman and the nigga didn't have the Batman suit on. I was like, put the Batman suit on.
Yeah, it was
I was
weird.
like, Drake, stop talking. It's really like, we don't want to hear you. This beat is amazing.
Yeah, Edward as Batman is still not my favorite iteration of Batman.
I'm not mad at it.
I liked the movie itself. I just didn't like Edward as Batman.
I liked
the suit back on.
Like him, that's he will forever be Edward.
That's not that man's name.
That man's name is Edward.
I'm sorry to that man. I don't know that man.
Edward Cullen.
Man.
That's the only man I know.
Mr. Cullen.
Mr. Cullen.
Y'all are hilarious. I was like, that is not that man's name.
Because he's just as pale. Only thing missing is the glitter.
I mean, the face, everything was still him.
They took the glitter off and just slapped him in eyeliner.
Dude, it's such a very serious pout.
Well, that's why
it's always the serious, mysterious, pouty face.
But here's what I liked about it. Here's what I like about it. We've given Batman this kind of like organized capitalistic view, right? Like he's always been the guy in the suit with the money, with the non-profits.
Yeah.
But I like this because it really is. It's like, man, you're fucked up. Like you got money, and you got hella resources, but you're fucked up. And you're a little fucked up about the way
that's why I like Gotham the show too.
Like you're figuring shit out like as a person who's not interacting with enough people to really be figuring some shit.
But Batman never interacts with. That's why I also liked the Titans show on HBO. Was also
I didn't watch it.
That was also great too because it shows Batman as being just a dick ass motherfucker because he is. He does not interact with people. That is his.
He has zero social skills.
No social skills. That nigga's coming to you and then pop pop, and he's like walking to what he needs to go do.
And he don't introduce himself. He don't say nothing. He has no tagline. He just pops up out of the shadows, beat your ass, hop in the mobile, or manages to shoot himself up in the air some way.
I do like the small parts of. Did we ever talk about this movie?
No.
Damn. I did like the small parts of like, oh, that shit don't work. That car is new. Like, he just made that car. Like, these things are... He's like, him standing there getting shot at. That scene, I think, is a beautiful, very iconic scene where he's fighting these people getting shot at. But you can see in that his fighting skills are still yet to be, like...
perfected.
Top notch.
Yeah. I feel like this was this before... Like, okay, because you know, like... Was that in Dark Knight? I think it was one of them. It might have been in the other one, the last one. But where he like was dropped in that hole or whatever, and doing all this training and shit in that like prison that's like down in that hole.
Him coming right out of that.
Is that what that moment was kind of like in?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out timeline. Like, what part of Batman's life was that?
It's because like Batman. Every time these types of movies come out, we have to understand that it's still like technically a different version of that universe. Like they don't live in the same timeline.
Okay.
Dark Knight is its own style of Batman, and this is a new style of Batman.
It's like the Batman versus Superman. That's another style of Batman.
It's his own style of Joker.
I did. I liked it too.
There's so many damn Jokers. Let me tell you.
There's so many versions of both.
This one has a Joker that's different.
Right.
True. True.
That's different than the other thing.
And then they had like Riddler, right? Wasn't this one kind of focused on the Riddler?
This
because they had all the shit he had to figure out.
Paul Dano, he's a great actor.
I loved it. I loved him.
I love the Riddler expressed in this.
He's a great actor. He's a great actor.
People were mad at his outfit, and I was like, it's fucking.
What is there to be mad?
Everybody's in the beginning of their whatever things.
No, because they want the cartoon
in the beginning of who they're known to be.
Green, purple,
question marks.
No, but this is supposed to be
like real life. This isn't a comic book.
That's why I liked it though, because it says
exactly
what would this shit really like
if they weren't a caricature.
Terrorism, which was what that was.
Yep.
What would that look like? Yep. What would it look like to harbor such an anger towards things? And right, like not in the nuance of giving the Riddler a reason that we all as people can
relate to. Yeah,
it's like, corruption, that shit's fucked up. We want that done.
Yeah.
How he was able to rally people. I mean, that's what's happening right now in real time.
Why don't we have superheroes? All y'all rich ass motherfuckers.
Because they don't give a fuck about us.
But Batman don't give a fuck about the people either. If we really think about it,
stay with song in our heart, y'all.
Always
give a fuck about the people either. That nigga was constantly.
Batman really didn't give a fuck. He had his own gripes that he was battling with. It really wasn't about the group.
But that was the point of this movie.
He was triggered by his parents being killed.
He starts helping people, individuals. Is that moment where he's starting to connect to like the impact of what he actually does. You know what I mean? Like he can just engage in violence kind of mindlessly, like strategically, yes, but like without his heart in it.
Without any real purpose for why he's doing it.
Because people were looking at him like, thank you, you saved me. When that black woman who was running for a mayor or whatever said like, thank you, like those were interpersonal. I really liked this movie because of that, the interpersonal. You know me, I'm the emotional. I give a fuck about all that, the interpersonal interactions. And it was very just telling of like, this way in which he's been afraid to connect, and even with the way he connected with what's his name, the butler.
Alfred.
The way he connected with Alfred.
Yeah.
The way he was able to finally do that and stop just lashing out and just.
I was gonna say Alfred got more patience than me, cause Lord God.
Alone, you're on your
Little
own.
Bruce Wayne would have been on his motherfucking own.
I'm not in this
Period.
shit. Alfred must get paid. Let me tell you.
Alfred got that bread. Oh, we know.
He must get paid.
He got that
but
bread.
He also gives a fuck so deeply.
That motherfucker trained. That motherfucker trained in combat. That motherfucker shoot anything. He can take a motherfucking gun apart, put it back together. He can motherfucker crack your neck.
Have you watched Gotham?
That motherfucker makes bread.
I've not watched Gotham.
I need to actually finish Gotham. I might start back from the beginning. Just because
start at the beginning.
It's been so long.
I am now. I'm that person that like watches it now once a year.
I made it to the point where what's her name, Mooney, escaped the asylum, and that's where I left off.
Mooney's story. Okay,
it's so fucking fun. Let's not go on a ramp. Okay, we're going on a tangent now, y'all. We're going on a tangent. All right.
Let's get to our third one.
That's fucking
me,
hilarious.
right?
That is you, bro.
Cool. So this is our third wine here. It's a very beautiful bottle.
And it's a very beautiful color.
It's
also giving maybe unfiltered? No?
Oh, yeah. It is very beautiful.
It looks like it's got some effervescence, some bubble happening.
Well, yeah, because like when you like the cloudiness, the minerality of the wine, I mean, we can taste and see, but it's beautiful. It's a Portuguese wine. It's from
Go ahead, sorry.
It's from João Pato.
Thanks, Kumi.
It's coming from, I believe you pronounce it as Barreira, Spain. Portugal, excuse me. You'll see it as like Barreira, Spain, Portugal. But it's specifically from Maria Pato, who is really big on her and both her father, Luis Pato. But Maria Pato is really big on using varieties, so grapes that are actually native to Barreira, however you pronounce that, Barreira. You know, the double R's have a sound in Portugal. My mouth can't do that.
Yeah, Portuguese is a very interesting language.
But it is, and it's beautiful, which is why I need to learn more. But it's really cool because she's only working with varieties that literally come from that region. She's really big about that and expressing that. I mean, it's a passion, right? Like, that's why I love wine, because she's expressing where it comes from. She's like, no, I don't want this to taste like anything but here. I want you to taste this. And like, my favorite, Psalm is Julia Coney, and she always says, wine is your liquid passport. When people make wine like this, you can actually taste the lands and where it comes from. So it's just such a passionate project. And this one's really interesting in particular, the duck nerd, or the nerd duck, because it is made from a white grape, 95% Maria Gomez, and then 5% the skins of Baga, which is a pretty hardy red grape from the region. And she lets it macerate on the skins for, I believe, 5 days. So this is pretty dope. White juice seeing red skin.
Yeah.
For 5 days. And then it sees 600 liter casks for 6 months.
Wow.
So, I'm very interested.
Yeah.
So what's giving it the bubbles?
Probably just the general level of like minerality that's in the wine and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because it's not carbonated.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask.
It's still wine. So there's no
black
CO2.
pepper for sure.
Yes.
Ooh, yes, and cherry.
Yeah.
Almost like cherry cough syrup though, like.
That's kind of
like a more of a cloying cherry than like a fresh cherry.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can smell a little bit of the cask influence as well. You can definitely smell that it's seen some wood. I think it's cool though, because you're a lot of what I'm smelling is feeling like it's coming from the Baga, like the red grape, rather than the.
Wow, that's good.
Fucking good as fuck.
Even at this temperature.
Giving like raspberry.
Yes, tart raspberry too.
Still that black pepper there. Something
and still black cherry.
I feel like.
Yeah, green herbs. Yeah. Definitely green herbs.
I get all that.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Definitely smells
I was going to say the acid is nice on this. My mouth's
It's
definitely
giving
watering.
me rosemary for sure.
Yeah. I
Ooh.
just want to say parsley.
It's giving me rosemary. It's giving me black pepper. It's giving me.
I get black
want
cherry.
this
I get
Mediterranean
everything
food.
y'all said. You said grapefruit?
I want it with a euro. I was just gonna say, give me a euro. Give me
Greek food.
You know.
Greek food.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's really good.
I think this would be nice with some French food too.
But there's the bright quality. So, like, do you taste how you can taste the white? Like, you can taste the brightness of the qualities of the white wine as well. It's really cool because you have Vaga, which can make pretty tannic wine, right? Like, you get that.
I feel like that
nice
acidity is
tannin,
from the white.
The acidity,
My mouth is
tannin,
so dry.
balance. But that's the thing. The mouth is dry, but the acidity brings salivation for it as well.
Right.
It's really fun. I like wines that. I don't think it's necessary for a wine to be perfectly balanced. I think it's necessary for a wine to be an experience.
Yeah.
And this is a very
I like that.
playful
That's a good way to word
wine.
that.
Very playful.
Playful. I like that.
It plays on the palate. You don't know. You look at it and you have no idea what it's going to be. I mean, you would have never thought that it would be textured, that beautiful. Yeah. It's just beautiful.
It is.
So
We
we're
love our
Very
women
well done.
winemakers.
talking about women. I'm just talking about people in general.
Oh, God.
The Supreme Court is not only doing injustices against our bodies, but also just in general for people. We are trying to go backwards.
Every marginalized group is essentially going to get attacked by the fucking Supreme Court right now. Uncle Clarence Thomas, whatever the fuck that motherfucker's name is,
Oh yeah.
is on a personal mission to be as fucking
Love when they use a black man though.
I don't even know what the word is to use. I mean, he wants to go as far back in time as possible. Like, essentially, he wants to go
he's
back
ready
so
to
far
be-
to the point where he himself will be lynched for being with his wife.
Well,
That's how far back he wants to go.
That nigga wants to be the nigga on the horse. He wants to be
He
the
wants
one
to be the
overseeing.
overseer.
That's what he wants to be. I'm sorry to call that out.
But
I
they
don't
still
like
gonna
to
lash
do
your
that, but
ass
that
for being
nigga
with the
is on
woman
it.
you with.
Fuck that shit. Fuck him.
Nah, bro.
Anyways,
That
so
shit
yes.
is like
States on
humans
states
are
on
trash
states
right now. Humans are
are
trash.
overturning Roe versus Wade right now. They have the option.
Oh,
to
it's
do
it's
so.
overturned. It's been overturned.
I don't think it's actually all the way overturned,
Oh, I
but
thought
states
it was-
have the option to do so.
Yeah, I thought that overturning it
No,
meant
it's-
that it is no longer
it's-
federally protected.
it's no longer
So it's
federally
overturned
protected,
already,
which
and
is
in
why
that
states can.
overturning, so it being overturned means that federal protection over a right to abortion
Well, no, this
has
makes-
been kiboshed.
That
And so
makes
it's
sense.
now state to state, which is why multiple states are making that choice
Right,
to
no,
make
it's
it
overturned.
illegal.
People are saying though it's gonna take, I don't know, I guess time for some. I don't know. I don't remember what they're talking about because this type of talk really confuses the fuck out of me. The language
Yeah, it's a lot.
behind it, all
Exactly.
Of that.
It's
I
meant
just
to be. It's meant
know
to be.
That like this is like the morning of when the news came out and like it happened the night before. I like talked to people who went out that night and like how the city was just like dead, how people like you could tell that people were like ready to like not be out, be around. The next day, like the bar was empty for the first like 2-3 hours, and like it was like a very overwhelming feel of like
Disappointment
and fear.
Yeah, it's very scary.
And like very end of timesy feeling. But for me, it was hard to get to work. Like I cried a bit, and then I was just thinking about like I don't know where I would not be doing this if I didn't have an abortion.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be sitting here. I wouldn't be in my career the way I am if I didn't decide, hey, I can't. This won't be good for me or the baby at all whatsoever. But on that note, I would like to show you guys something.
this is the one you didn't want to show us in advance.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's just like I feel like in this moment right now, what the most things we need are stories. Mm-hmm. We need real ass accounts of why this shouldn't be happening and everything. And just like we need to lay history. we're gonna be fucked, but we need to fucking lay history for future generations right now. And I mean things that just can't be just taken away from us. Yeah. These things like Instagram, and I was talking to shout out to Deke. I was talking to him last night, and he said something so important. He was like, long formatted accounts of things are so important because when you have that in account, when people in the future go back, they have actual details and facts and stuff like that. This social media shit, this 30-second, 1 second,
3 minute maximum
3-minute videos are not enough for the future to look back and get
an accurate account of history.
What's actually going on.
Yeah. Okay, I feel you.
Yeah. And when he said that, I was like, And then I was like, well, what another layer of how social media is really fucking us.
Yeah.
I'm fucking over it.
Girl.
YouTube love you. Because YouTube, you put 2 hours, 3 hours.
I was going to say YouTube is long form. So.
So, but it's just, it's insane to think that the next 40 years is about to be...
Bitch, I'll tell you one thing. For me,
a lot.
I've been having a lot of kind of despondence just around, like what you said, like the future generation type stuff. Like, I want to have kids, but part of me feels like, am I setting my kids up? Like, am I setting them up to inherit some bullshit? Because even with me trying to, with me doing like the best I can do within what I can control, right? Like, that's not enough if the majority of people don't give a fuck about the world that's left over, even for their own kids, grandkids, so on and so forth. Like, that lack of care about what you're leaving behind really bothers me. And it kind of keeps me up at night because I'm actively thinking about children.
Think about leaving behind because they're trying to figure out ways they can live forever. Like, period. These niggas is out here.
You're not gonna live forever on an earth that's gonna fucking rebel against us and swallow us whole because it needs a reset. Like, come on, bruh. You want to live forever and try to find a way to make it work on Mars? Get the fuck out of here. I'm too lazy for that. I want to just take care of where I'm at, please. I don't want to have to worry about fucking traveling among planets and shit. That's not my wheelhouse. Okay, that's not even in my interest wheel. I will leave that to the Bezos and the Musks of the world. I'm not into it. Like, put them fucking billions into preserving the planet we fucking got. Anyway, what you gonna show us, Joe?
Okay. So, because this shit is exhausting.
It is.
I don't watch this type of shit. Deke sent this to me. But this part is hilarious. These people keep talking about fetus is a human life. We know they're lying. We know that that's not what they care about.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought this was great because it's a person that completely believes in this shit and a person who's just like, do you really? Oh, let me turn it back up.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Turn it up, girl.
I'll just turn it all the way up. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, for the sake of the microphone.
At 8 weeks, an embryo has tails. Do humans have tails, Charlie?
I'm
sorry, what? Serious question. Do human beings have tails?
I'm not exactly sure the essence of the question.
Do human beings have tails? Do you have a tail?
You know, I have never met anyone with a tail. I'm not exactly sure the essence.
Exactly. But fetuses have tails. Kind of proves that at that phase, they are not a human being. They got tails. Humans don't have tails. We're not dinosaurs. Let me even show you a photo, if I may, okay? Do you truly, in your heart of hearts, truly believe that this is a human being? This?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt?
Yes.
This is a dolphin fetus.
So let me...
Without a doubt, a dolphin fetus is a human being.
Yikes!
This is a human fetus. Look how similar they look, but...
With a tail.
Quite different. Dolphin. You just confirmed that a dolphin... In life, you confuse dolphins for human babies often.
So let me
You go to
ask you...
SeaWorld and you're like, someone's got human babies in that aquarium. Get the human babies out of the aquarium.
I mean, but really though... And the problem is, we have people who are literally that dumb and that quick to blindly believe some shit, making choices over policy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They're trying to now actually incorporate like religion with schools. Like, I already plan to homeschool my kids, so like that doesn't scare me as much. It's just like, bruh.
Against me having children. The physical parts of giving birth already got me at a hard no. And then the rest of the world.
I'm just like, the reversal of these type of policies and shit like that, I'm just like, bruh, why?
Well, here.
But I mean, I don't mind being an expat. I'm definitely already plotting on my different escape routes for where I'm going to live aside from the U.S.
Here's what I'm gonna say, because I think I feel very differently about this than a lot of people. But I think my personal experience with the medical system in this country has been very personal and tiresome and constant, in a way that, like, Roe v. Wade, though it made me sad, it didn't make me fall to, like, feeling defeated. And to be honest, like, I honestly wasn't even that disappointed, because, like, I feel like I've known. I've seen the way it is when you go to the doctor when they think that you might be pregnant, like the way you're treated. Like, I've known, like, we're talking about a policy, but when we look at the micro level, there are tons of people who never had access to the protection of that policy in the first place. Right? Policies don't do very little to actually actionably protect individuals.
For
right?
sure.
Like, groups, yes.
Good point.
But when we're talking about individuals, I think about the hopelessness of so many women and people who can have children, especially trans folks who can have children and are facing that issue of being pregnant. Like, what has abortion always looked like for them? So when the first thing that came to my mind was like, okay, we on our own again. I've been surviving because of the people around me. And because I've been privy to that, I know that it can happen and that it can become sustainable. And I think I fell more into a hope that we can sort of get our shit together and stop
lean on each other more,
depending on this shit in the first place. Because, like,
but
I'm sorry,
it can't happen. Even if
I'm
it
sorry,
is the thing for me.
But
like,
no, but that's not true. It can happen in certain places.
It can happen in certain places.
So
right
that's
now.
the thing. But that's the thing.
Not every state has a desire to
and they don't even have a history of
criminalize abortion.
No,
like,
absolutely.
California has positioned themselves already as like a safe haven for those who
my thing is,
and there's other states that are doing the same.
What do we do with the knowledge of, like, fuck legality? Half of the shit that we've been doing, I've been smoking weed well beyond it being legal, right? Like, half the shit that we've been doing, we don't always adhere to the legality.
We finessing and going around. We going around that. I get that.
We're talking about what we can do and how we handle this. Yes, it's important to have people in policy, but let's understand that we need to support the folks who are knowledgeable about how policies work, instead of all of us going, oh my gosh, and scrambling, and what can we do, and let me throw thousands of dollars towards this and this, because they work on policy. Like, we are not informed people, period. Period. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't give a fuck how much.
We're a reactive country for sure.
Yeah.
We are a reactive country. We are not proactive as a country.
Reactive. That moment of, like, having to be able to.
The media period started it though, like news cycles,
in general,
reactive as fuck.
But we are also very reactive in our personal lives as well. We have let this trickle down to how we treat our community. The first thing I thought of was, like, do all the people around me personally have access to this? And if not, what would I be able to do to change that? If every single person, if people around the country, genuine people who do want to take action, if they first said, okay, who's immediately around me and what do they have access for, that's the actual start.
This is a very, I love that thought process that you have going on, but it isn't reality. Like, motherfuckers
it's
aren't
not the massive reality. It's not.
But here's the thing. We keep complaining about policy, though.
No, I see what you're saying, but I'm saying, like, when we're saying,
where has
like,
that gotten
work
us?
with your community, work with this stuff, like that. Like, when I was going through my issue, I wasn't reaching out to other motherfuckers to figure out how I can get this done. I just had to do it myself.
Yeah.
And because I was in a space that I could, I did. But now we have places,
where the opportunity
places
we can is going to be taken.
Well, it's also lots of other
like,
places where that opportunity has been not there.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it's meant to be.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, now it's making it, it's not.
It's essentially making it okay to do it.
But it was never going to.
For me, it's just like, I feel completely defeated. I do. I absolutely feel completely defeated about this shit. Because it's saddening on top of, like, making less choices for many people that don't have access to what we have access to, right? Who already were in that position already, but are even in a worse position now. Like, it's just, outside of that, it's just really like, the hopelessness of what's happening is why I'm defeated.
Yeah. I understand
it's
that.
Like, it's in general, like, okay, like, I was looking at something else. Somebody was like, "Yeah, we all knew this shit was happening. We all knew it was coming." But like for me, it's like to dismiss it is like
to dismiss it because we all had a feeling it was going to happen is not okay.
And here's what I'll say. My feelings aren't of dismissal, but my feelings are of like, when things like this happen, I'm no longer falling that deep into that feeling of defeated, because like
that's what they want.
To me, it just feels so much of that feeling is pressured onto me in the way that I receive the information, rather than what I actually know and what I'm actually like understanding of what the situation is, right? Like, it feels very defeated. It feels that the other things that they're talking about potentially going after and overturning, yes, it can feel very defeated, but like, I'm just like, we are many, many motherfuckers out here who give a fuck and who give a fuck about doing something. If we put half of the energy, and I know this personally because if I put half of the energy I put in when I was, when I'm sick, when I'm really, really sick, right? Like, I have a couple chronic illnesses, one of them being pretty severe and both of them being pain-centered. I have not, Kapri asked me last week or whatever, she said, when's the last time you were pain-free? And I said, I don't remember. I have no memory in my life that isn't
when something didn't hurt.
Where something didn't hurt.
Right.
And so, like, for me, my scope of what I can do, my scope of what disability means, my scope of what it means to be femme and have access.
It's a very different perspective.
It's a very different perspective. Right. And I have solely survived by centering what I can do, and by in the moments where I felt like I had absolutely no one reaching out. We are deeply powerful people, especially when we move laterally instead of looking to people who have never given a fuck about us. There are people, that's why I say there are people who have been working on policy who have been doing this work for decades.
Right.
And we need to be pouring into them as individuals so that they can uphold this work instead of all of us now, and not all of us, but so many of us pouring into...
True,
but that's my point.
I think a lot of these are like wake up calls to be responsible for being informed.
Yeah, period.
Because I mean, it's not like this type of information isn't out there, but it gets a little exhausting for people who aren't naturally into it already to look forward to.
But that's the thing. You don't need to be that deeply informed, to understand,
to align with people who are deeply informed and are doing the work.
All you have to do is check on the impact. We don't look at who's the most impactful. We look at what they say, but we don't look at testimonies. We don't require that as a part of our search for who we support.
Our criteria
for why I think stories and things like this need to be laid down.
For sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
Period. Like, these types of things. So that's, for me, like, this feeling of defeat is not about I can't do anything, let me go run to this. It's about something else needs to be done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this feeling of like hopelessness means, okay, I need to do something.
I was gonna say, for me, it just feels like not doing enough.
Yeah, like that's
we're not doing enough.
You know,
but that's
not. It's just a rally. It's on us to like
feel.
Rally that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we can only speak for our individual selves sitting on this couch, and then besides the masses, I completely agree. Every time there's a fucking what's the word, crisis. Because now we can have links to fucking donate, we're fucking doing it.
So much money. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
How much money?
We have no clue what the money goes towards.
How much money went to Planned Parenthood? How much money has gone to Planned Parenthood?
Planned Parenthood probably made a fucking killing.
But and here's
after
the
that
thing.
overturn,
we can talk
because
about,
people felt motivated to donate to them, to thinking that that's going to help at least continue to make it accessible in those places where a Planned Parenthood will still exist.
But here's the thing. But that's my point. It is our job, and this is why I hold the conversations that I hold with my friends and with my people, and then with the people beyond them, is that the center of what you can do is not to learn a new skill set and run out and then do it.
Absolutely not.
It's to literally say, like, what do you have access to? People who are just sending money to Planned Parenthood, if you can send money to Planned Parenthood, you probably have access to a device in which you can do a quick little search and say, who is impacting folks in my community, in my active community. And when we talk about abortion,
Exactly.
we also have to, we're just talking about abortion and people who don't want to have children and bop, 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 bop. But this is well beyond that. Like, This prevents certain life-saving procedures for those who did want to have a baby who can no longer. This presents
in general.
What was that?
Roe versus Wade went into place because of a life or death situation.
Yes, but it also went in very hastily, and like it went in. That's the thing. Like the way that we've been passing policies over the last,
it's very emotionally driven. It's
decades.
very.
It's been decades of rushing policy through without protection. We have to stop thinking that policy is protection.
Yeah,
policy does not.
Because policy isn't permanent,
and it's not permanent. It can always be overturned. There will always be waves of conservatism where you have a society that prioritizes whiteness, white supremacy, patriarchy, capitalism. So it's like at the end of the day, what are we actually trying to build? Are we trying to introduce a new policy to a fucked up system where you can get an abortion, but guess what? If you have complications and need to go to the doctor after, you can't get an appointment. Like, what are we actually doing? Like, what are these abortion funds that do send people to go get abortions? What happens when they need to go to the doctor after? What happens when
There's
they
no
need
aftercare
care?
that's covered.
There's no aftercare.
You don't have insurance.
I mean, there is some, and that's why I'm saying there are personal groups,
there are
smaller
pockets.
groups that are doing this work, and so we need to start looking at the information we're receiving and critically analyzing it. Okay, what does overturning Roe v. Wade mean? What does it mean for me personally and my community? My community is good. Okay, cool. What does it mean for the people who don't have access? How did people not have access before? Right. What did people historically do when there was no access? Like, there
risk their lives getting it a different way, maybe,
options,
or going to the next city or the next state if they can, if they have a way to get there. And if they have a way to get back after, because you typically need someone with you, like just all these little nuances about it.
And there's a hope for me. There's a hope in almost like in the fact that we can take this moment, which is so devastating, right? But we can take this moment and really rework some shit that was better than it was.
It's not happening right now.
It's right? Not. No. But it's not about it happening. It's about like us putting our hearts where we can start doing that work. It's a slow work, and we want this shit to be so bad. We want it to be slow, fast, so bad. We want shit to be so fast, so bad. But
I understand where you're coming from. The energy has to be in that direction. It has to be focused on that. Otherwise, I mean, it's easy to say it's not going to happen if we're convinced that something's never going to happen. Then our energy's not going to go into making it happen.
Yeah.
And so then we're perpetuating what we've thought in our head.
If you're going to live your life working towards it happening, what's the harm in speaking?
What's the harm? Yeah, true.
I agree with that. And here's what I'll say.
That.
I have very personal opinions about this because of the ways in which I've had to survive in this life.
Right.
When I don't believe I can, and when I am defeated, I'm a destruction to myself. And my body literally starts to give up. Mm-hmm. Like me not believing that I can, like centering on that is my own personal death. Mm-hmm. So like at the end of the day, I very much so understand how much will and just being willing to even challenge your own feelings, right? Like let yourself feel devastated, but let that feeling be fleeting and let you feel like what would happen if I needed something? What's the first thing you're doing? How are we getting to you? Research, Kapri is the first person coming at me. What do we need? What do you need? What can I do? So it's like at the end of the day, I'm holding on to that because I've seen how that's impacted me, and I know how that can impact other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's how I feel about it. It's devastating, yes, but also I do want to just say I need white women to stop acting like this is the first sense of oppression for women because y'all are really killing me right now with the whole. And I've seen so many posts. Yeah, I live in a country where I don't have independence. Welcome to the club. Like, what do we want to talk about? Because you were screaming Black Lives Matter, but clearly not understanding what it means.
Not understanding what that actually meant.
So, but that's the thing, but women have.
But they have a lot to say, though. They have a lot to say, though.
I see like Ashton Berry puts up stuff all the time about white women saying things. And every time I see these posts about white women saying things, I'm like, I never see them. Because I never see them either. That's not in my personal algorithm. So.
Honestly, it's not in my personal algorithm. But it is in my story.
Like it's like someone's like, and skip. I don't care
But-
about what you saying. I'm sorry.
But that's the thing. In this,
Yeah.
to take action towards what we need to take action towards in this, we actually do have to start giving a fuck about these
There is
people who
someone
are supposed
else-
to be working
there
with
is
us.
definitely
But
someone
there
else
are
to do that
people who
work.
can do
I'm
that
not
work.
that
And it
person.
doesn't have to be you.
Uh-huh,
For me,
period.
I'm going to be that person right now and
I
say,
know exactly where I do
consider
that
all of the
with
people,
white women in their thoughts.
all of the people who had a lot to say about Black Lives Matter.
I don't need to say
You
it.
should consider, because I know y'all listen to this, you should consider what it means for you to feel such a loss of independence in this moment. How other people, marginalized communities that you've been fighting for,
I'm just tired of them. I'm just tired of even trying to compare what they should consider or feel. That's I'm not even going to do it anymore.
What do you mean?
We talk enough about what the fuck. Like, I'm tired of just being like, you feel that feeling? Yeah, we knew it all the time. Like, I'm tired. Like, I don't have to
having
have
that
I don't have to have that
conversation.
conversation with you no more. There's
You
no
don't.
point in me
You
having
don't.
that conversation with you no more.
You do not.
Because trying to help you rationalize what the fuck you've actually been doing.
It's not even about helping them rationalize. It's about having to further keep having to humanize yourself. Having to convince a motherfucker that you're human. Like, you see how that feels? You see how, ouch, you see how you put your hand over fire and it hurts? Imagine the burn of a bullet, bitch. Like, that
But we
conversation
also
I'm
have to
exhausted
consider
by.
the ways in which we naturally most people, a lot of people who are not Black, who come to us for comforts in the first place, are looking for that. That's what they come to us for.
Thankfully, nobody non-Black, so
it's
they don't come for
ingrained-
it. They don't
it's
come for me for
ingrained
that.
in- No, but that's why we have different friendships, right?
Yeah,
For
for
that the three of
sure.
us are sitting up here and not other people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I feel what you're saying about not wanting to do that work, and it's not a work that I actively do. But to me,
I'm here
saying
for
this
people
in
that
this
can.
moment. See, but for me, saying
I'm
this in
definitely
that
for
moment
empowering
and
those
acknowledging
people.
that is more of an acknowledgement to y'all, and less of a like, it's like an acknowledgement. Like, I see what y'all are doing. I see that y'all are trying to be a part of this frou. It's not that, and I'm not gonna be the person who's like, yes, oppression. You see it? No.
Yes,
like,
oppression.
come on, like,
Yeah,
we gotta
yeah.
stop.
Sadly, been blind to the
gotta
oppression
stop.
you already been under.
Yes.
Facts.
Yes. Yes.
You so
exactly.
invested in
Let's
the
get on this
patriarchy.
second. Let's get on this
Fourth sip.
You already poured, right?
Yeah, no. I was handing Capri this to put
Yeah,
the
that's,
fifth.
thank you.
I think that's what she was reaching for.
Yep, that's exactly what I was referring for.
Okay, so this fourth sip, Capri. I think this
Oh,
one
is
is
mine?
yours.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
mine is fifth.
All right, y'all. So this one here is going to be the descendants of DJ Palicious.
Whatever that means.
Sorry, descendientes de J. Palashwash. Bierzo, and the name of the wine is Petalos. I think that means petals, because they say something about being floral. And this is a 2018 vintage. The lush and balanced Mencia is produced from 40 to 90-year-old biodynamically vines.
Biodynamic.
Yeah, okay, I said it right. Vines around Corwin. As the name suggests, the floral-driven wine shows flavors of red flowers, crushed rocks, blackberry. Oh shit! Sorry, guys. It's dry and delicious and pairs with something robust.
Okay.
Okay. Let's get into it. Okay,
This is
this
stuffy
is
today.
dark as fuck.
Yes, we are definitely going down the spectrum in terms of like colors.
Yeah, I'd
Which
say
is
we
pretty
definitely we definitely skipped the ruby reds and the.
We did. We
this
went
is
straight
definitely
into
garnet, and then if you look at
You say garnet?
yeah, I would say garnet.
Ah.
And if you look at the edge against the white paper, it looks like it might have a little bit of age on it too.
It smells so good.
It has like
yeah,
a tawny
said that this
almost
was
look.
10 months in some kind of vats, oak vats, wood vats. 10 months in wood.
I never seen
That
like a
doesn't
vat
matter.
in person until we went to Westward.
Do you know what the vintage is? 2018. So it sees 4 years bottle age.
This is awesome.
Love it.
It smells like. Damn, what does that remind me of? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Ah, it smells so good.
It does.
Definitely that black pepper.
I get black pepper. I feel like I'm getting red fruits.
I'm getting a little tired too, to be honest, but not in like a.
You said tar?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
a little bit.
I can see that lightly,
Yeah.
like cold tar, like
I
not
love that.
freshly laid tar.
Something's on the tip of my tongue.
That's why I'm not deterred by weird sounding notes like a molded peach. Like
about a foot almost red.
Yeah, there's a red candy flavor. Like
like super concentrated.
Yeah.
Flattened and rolled out into a preservative-filled candy.
Smells
Sounds
great. It makes me want steak for sure.
Does it?
Yeah, just smelling it makes me want.
Drinking
I don't have
it.
eaten today. I'm fucking.
This
hungry.
would be. I'm hungry too.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking this, it tastes like it would go well with some beef. I would like this with like a bolognese.
Definitely peppery.
Definitely peppery.
It's drying out my mouth.
Tannic as fuck.
Oh god.
It's good. I still get black cherry here a little bit. I like it
Definitely
though.
black cherry.
It gets waxy a little
There's
bit.
a little.
It's definitely waxy.
There's a little bit, just a little bit of. There's a bit of acid there too.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
It's nice.
It's happening right in the middle of my mouth.
Let's do these Kickstarter questions.
Ooh, okay. So y'all, we got a couple of Kickstarter questions. I did one recycled one because I like to throw a recycled one in there, and then 2 new ones. So, the first one: see the future or change the past. We've already done this question.
You just choose one or the other.
Yeah, you can't choose both supposedly.
You cannot choose
It was
both.
it was see the
See
future.
the future or change the past.
See the future.
Really? Oh wait, that's what I said too.
Yeah, I think
What's
you
done
said
is
see-
done. I don't
Yeah.
work with
Like
changing
that.
because I feel like if I'm here in this moment now, I can be ready to deal
Actually,
with
I
what's
said
gonna.
neither.
What I can honestly, I would prefer neither. But if I had to choose, it would be see the future, and I just try not to pay much attention. But I'd rather deal with what's coming my way than try to like go back and change. Because you change one thing and you're trying to change other things.
Domino
It
effect
seemed
changes so many other
it
things.
seemed like the cycle I ain't trying to be into.
Yeah,
Have you?
facts.
Speaking of Doctor Strange, that's how I feel about you
Yeah.
know like Wanda. Like her being, I have kids. Like nah, bitch, you don't. You don't.
You-
You
yeah,
saw
exactly.
in your dream that.
Speaking
you
about
had
white
kids.
women, that's why I didn't fucking like the movie in the first place. I'm really tired of these motherfucking stories about these white people trying to find all different universes and dimensions to have a happy life. Bitch, the one you're in right now is not happy for
the
a
life
fucking
you got.
reason.
Work the life
You're supposed
you
to go
got.
out here and kill your other self so that you can have that happy
But
life.
first of all,
no,
the
nigga, it's
thing
gonna
they
be horrible
don't
because you killed
because
yourself.
no, but here's the thing: it's gonna be horrible because you yourself are manifesting this horrible shit.
Yeah.
So regardless of what version of the universe or whatever version of your life you're living in, if you are eliminating that version of yourself that's existing in that space, and you put yourself in that space, you're going to then taint that particular happy space that you think you're going to be
Period.
acquiring, and you're gonna make it miserable.
Yeah.
So you are you, and you are gonna follow you wherever you go, regardless of the environment you place you in. So you need to work on being a better you, bitch.
Period.
That's why at the end of the movie I was like, oh, this is how we solve it.
Well,
I gotta go back and watch because I didn't have
right. Like another thing is like there's a difference between exploration and colonization, and the way white people be moving when they explore things is usually they colonize it. So of course, instead of exploring the many universes that the cosmic world has to offer, of course you would seek
Niggas
to
was destroying
take over lives, dream walk. You know, be in your other selves. We can't let shit be. We gotta take it over. We can't just go see it and be like, that was cool. That's cool. Oh, I have sons in the universe. Oh my
all at
gosh.
once was great
Woo.
because that bitch wasn't staying in those lives. She was just experiencing
Yeah,
that bitch
100%.
and allowing her other selves to live.
Well, and the way that she's experiencing is that she's allowing that other universe's her skill set to manifest in her present self, her
great.
present universe's self. And this is why I say exploration is different than colonization. Remember that. Just remember that. You can go explore some shit. You can go explore some shit, but you don't have to take it over.
Like,
Period.
That's a
Just
thing.
don't.
That's like a total thing. Like it's kind
I
of
consider
part of,
myself
like,
a bit of an
life.
explorer, but I have no desire to go to fucking Turks and Caicos or fucking Monaco. Be like, well, let me see how I can make this my own. Like, what?
almost like
How can I make the locals work for me for free?
leadership is weird.
I remember
Like,
I
it's weird.
remember
It's
one
weird.
of my professors in college. He was this white guy too, and he said, "Remember, the way they qualify things for you is not the way they exist in you." And I was like, heard that. The way
Say
they
that
qualify
again.
things for you is not how they exist in you.
Yeah.
And he would talk about this with words like creativity. He would be like, who's creative? And a bunch of us wouldn't raise our hands.
It's relative.
Like, y'all don't even know. You don't even understand the scope of what that can mean because you've been told it can only happen
This is what it looks like.
Same thing with exploration. I'm a deeply explorative person. But I'm not here to take shit over, and I really don't want to stay for a long time. I just want to be there, experience, and then move on. And that is exploration. It doesn't have to be it's mine now.
Yeah.
Leave it alone, y'all. Leave it alone.
Baby
Yeah.
rats walking around.
Not baby
Child.
rats.
Share food or not to share food? I'm sharing food.
I'm sharing food.
Share food, please.
I eat family style.
All the time.
My favorure way to dine with my friends is family style. I pick this, you pick this. We all try.
Honestly, let's just go ahead and eat it.
So when you're out with someone for the first time, y'all go to dinner, right? Date or casual.
I assume that we're
want.
sharing.
You assume that you're sharing.
First date, I'm sharing.
But
Look.
here's my question: If they say,
Can I taste that?
if they say, I do not want to share, I'm not a sharer, is that a deterrent for
We
you?
probably won't make it to a second date.
Okay, that's
For me.
how I be kind of.
I don't know. I don't go on dates. I haven't been there.
You
yet.
eat with people.
Yeah, but I'm not like the people I eat with. We share.
You're not on a date with,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we do friend dates, so technically you're on a date, but you're not on a
we do lot
romantic
of
date,
friend
like
dates.
looking
But
to
you
court
know
this
what,
person.
Is that a deterrent? My point is,
Would that be the deterrent in terms of who you dine with in terms of your
And
friends?
you
I don't
wanting
know.
to dine with over and over?
Because they all share.
Yeah. I don't have this option.
So okay, so then put yourself in that, like
yourself
imagine
in a
it.
position.
Imagine if you and I are going out to dinner
And
and
I'm like,
we're
I don't
ordering
want to
shit,
share. I don't want to share.
and I'm like, don't touch my food.
You can't have a bite. Mine is mine. You order yours. Like, all right. Like,
But then you probably won't want to go to. I'm guessing you won't want to go to dinner with us as much.
I'm purposely not making this an option. That already gives you the answer. This is not.
It's not an option, basically.
Put
Got
yourself
it.
in those shoes. No, there are no shoes. So put on.
Those shoes are not there.
And here's what I say: people who don't want to share still share with me, because if we're gonna go out to eat, I'm gonna have a bite of what's on this table.
My wife still
All
does
of
not
it.
technically want to share. She just recognized from our very first date that that's not really optional. I'm
100%.
going to try. Not only am I going to potentially order for you, I'm putting my fork on your plate at some point.
100%. And that's how I
Maybe it might be
feel.
if you really that serious about it. I'll wait till you go to the bathroom. Either way, I'm trying that motherfucker. I don't give a
100%.
fuck.
That if it hits the table, I
I'm
will take a
trying
bite.
it.
Period.
Unless I just flat out don't eat
Want
it.
it? Yeah. I will take a bite, and you don't listen. You don't have to want to experience what I have, but I'm gonna experience.
But I'm gonna try yours.
100%.
Yep. Love it. Love it.
Okay, last one. Cherished or respected?
I need the definition of cherished.
Ooh, let me be
I'm gonna
exact
say,
with
I
the
don't think you can cherish something without respecting it.
Yeah, let me see.
what? Well, okay,
Well, I don't know.
okay.
In the way that cherish is supposed to be used, not in the way that colloquially
So,
people say they cherish.
as an example of where I feel like that can differ, Derek and Keyshawn in P Valley.
I haven't watched you that.
He don't respect that bitch. But I think he's obsessed with her to the point where he does cherish her and wants her to be this real Barbie doll that he keeps in this fucking stripper room instead of allowing her to actually be. Yes.
Yes.
I think in a demented way, he cherishes her to the point where he's so petrified of anyone else loving her more.
So, 'cause
Protect and care for somebody lovingly. Ooh, okay, no. Okay, to hold something dear.
But that's what I was
To
gonna say.
keep / hold or ambition in one's mind.
So that's what I was gonna say. Cherishing a thing and
So
cherishing
keep,
a person are
keep
actually
a
two different
hope
things.
or ambition in one's mind.
To cherish.
So,
a thing
in a
and
way,
cherish
kinda he
person is
does.
different.
It just depends on which version of the definition you want to use.
right.
He doesn't protect nor I think he cares for her. He doesn't protect her.
He doesn't protect her, but he keeps her closed off, right?
Yes. So he has his version of what he thinks protecting her is, when really he's just protecting his need to have her there available to.
Ooh.
Yeah, respect for me. Respect for me.
Respect
Now, this is one of those ones where I kind of want to say both, but for the sake of picking one, respect me.
For the sake of picking one, I'm actually going to pick cherish because to cherish a person, to me, right, like there's a difference between cherishing a thing and cherishing a person. Yeah. As long as we have the agreement that I'm a human being and you're a human being and we're going to treat each other like that, and we have an agreement, and I don't mean like a frou-frou one comment. I mean, we're talking about how we treat each other. I want to be cherished. I know that I absolutely want to feel that motherfucking cherished, and I think that to cherish someone, you have to respect their needs, their boundaries, and when we're talking about protection is personal. But that's what I'm saying. I don't think they're different.
They're definitely different, but I think they work hand in hand. They're definitely different, but I think they work hand in hand. Because in a worldly perspective, every motherfucker, if you're going to be in my orbit, you're going to respect me. But I don't necessarily need you to cherish me. Like in a work setting, a professional setting, I don't need you to cherish me. Like, I need my wife to cherish me. Yeah, these questions are a little more general.
If we're talking about in a general setting, then I do choose respect it. If we're talking about in an intimate setting,
yeah, very nuanced, you like break it all the way down. It's more of a cherish.
I think it's like the end of the world question.
Okay. Like, I can pull away from, because I'm deeply in the, like, the way my mind works is deeply in the interpersonal. So I'm thinking, like, between the two of us, respect or cherish.
Different.
I'm like, cherishing is respecting each other. But when you're thinking from a worldly perspective,
more big picture.
Because how
you gonna respect me? Period.
How are you gonna cherish me?
Until you can respect me.
You don't know me like that.
You don't know me.
But you gonna respect me. You can know me for 2 seconds. You're going to respect me. Period.
That I agree with.
If you're gonna know me for longer than those 2 seconds, respect must be in the air. Emote.
I feel the same.
Cute. Okay. Our last Wit It or Not, though, y'all.
Yeah, and then we're gonna sip and
do our last sip, and then we will. Out. Yes. So, how do we feel about dick slinging all across the TV screens these days?
I haven't been seeing it.
You haven't been seeing it? Okay, so I made a list of a few different shows where dicks are just out and about right now. P-Valley being my fave iteration of this.
I still haven't seen them.
You ain't see Uncle Clifford's dick.
I wasn't watching. I wasn't paying attention.
I've watched each episode more than once, except for this most recent one. So yes, you got to go back to Uncle Clifford's birthday party. We got to catch a glimpse of his meat. Also, in the episode where Wanda starts sucking dick in the VIP, we got to see that Bama's meat. They were showing dick in Euphoria. Yes, they were showing dick in Euphoria. They're definitely showing dick in The Boys on Amazon. I finally almost caught up on that. They showing the outsides and the insides of dick.
But dicks are coming out more.
Yes.
And I'm about it.
I think bodies just don't need to be so deeply censored on adult television.
Agreed. But the thing about it is they were always closing off frontal male nudity. They always showing male ass. But they were quick to show a woman's boobs and quick to show that little peekage of her triangulars. No, I mean, we ain't getting no... Now, what I like is that they've been a little more up close and personal with the man meat than they are with a woman's...
Yeah, I don't need to
see all that. I don't need to see all that. Titties is enough. No, titties is enough. Titties is enough.
Yeah, now we're going porn. Like, I feel
like exactly.
What? That feels different.
No, keep it triangular. Keep it at the triangle.
So we can see full frontal dick.
Absolutely. Yeah. You see full frontal
dick. That's all they can give.
Man chest is not a thing.
We're giving big ass bouncy titties.
Bouncy titties.
Okay, but you
nipples, areola.
I'm talking about the vagina though.
We don't need to.
I don't need to see it. I don't need to see it.
I'm just curious.
Once I'm seeing vagina and fingers going in and dicks going in, we are now at.
But you can see someone sucking a dick.
Yes.
I mean, yeah,
just giving me.
You don't see, but they're not showing the actual.
You're not showing.
No, it's not giving.
I was
like, how are we talking about no vaginas and we're watching someone give someone?
No, it's like penis out.
Not quite.
Yeah, shit's not going.
It's just nudity. It's not interacting.
Exactly.
If it was full dick suck, I'm like, I was like, what?
No. Okay. We're talking visuals. We're not talking in the engagement itself.
I literally was blown.
It's still implied. The sex is still implied.
Going like forward. Like, I don't need to see a woman like open spread her shit. Like,
I don't want to see that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like now, if we do see open leg and then like it's about to be like going down in the next scene, I'm like, oh shit, okay, they show the vagina.
Yes, that's different.
Gotta get in there.
No. Now if they doing a glance past some lips, okay.
Yeah, I can do some.
I need a little for labia if we're gonna be giving dick.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
A labia glance.
I don't need you to bust it wide open on HBO, but I'm just saying.
I'm down
nuance.
for the vulvas
A little
to be
nuance.
out.
I'm here for
vulvas. We want
I'm down for vulvas to be out, like when women are walking around naked and stuff like that. I'm down.
That's different. That's different.
But like the spread it open, bend it over.
I don't need to see nothing inserting nothing. Mouths, lips. I don't need to see nothing.
We're at porn.
I don't need to see that.
Porn is
Exactly.
immediately.
Save that
Nakedly
for
walking
the
around,
interwebs.
I'm down to see all parts of bodies.
Okay,
Yes.
that's
Yes,
Okay.
I'm with that.
I didn't
I'm
watch
with
that
the equal
show. I didn't know.
opportunity. Now, how would y'all feel about nudity when it comes to the trans community? Do you care?
I
either
want
way?
it.
I'm here for it.
I want it. So I am
Like when we talk about like the T.S. Madisons of the world who decide to keep their man parts,
I use this
but
word.
they identify as women.
Yeah, I hate to use
Like-
this word, but fucking normalize this shit, man.
Yeah.
We really need to be fine with seeing different types of bodies. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Transgender bodies to me are beautiful.
Yeah,
they
me
really
too.
fucking are. Like
Me too.
love them. Trans men, trans women. I am really into the awe of it all, and also into just like you are living yourself. You've decided to take on this step to live yourself, and you know, and like the transformation goes further. It stops. Like there's so many things, and there's so many stories behind how far
Some
they
people
get.
don't transform at all.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like, but we need to be
Okay with everything.
all of it. It's a body
I
that
mean,
a person has chosen to do what they fucking want with.
Yeah.
And I want that for transgender. I want that for
For cisgender, for
people
fucking
that have,
non-binary, for fucking
not
prosthetic.
Yeah, like yes, exactly.
Prosthetics.
What am I? The what's the word I'm looking for? When they don't have all their limbs and stuff like that. But like yes, like
Oh, like an amputee.
Yeah, or anything. They can't. All these things. Like we need
Different
to
bodies.
Different
All
bodies.
disabilities too.
Disabilities.
I mean, this is
word
what.
I'm looking for.
disabilities.
I think this is where we get into like, and I agree, right? Like, I think that I always say like I'm pansexual, right? Like I say anybody can get it, not anybody can get it, but anybody can get it.
I like
Any
that.
type.
I like
Body,
that.
any
I'm also
body, separate words.
Anybody,
Anybody. Once you put
body.
that any and the body together, nah. But once you keep them separate, anybody can get it, and I feel like we don't. This goes back into lack of exploration. You know, I've been talking to you about lack of exploration and what that does to our society for a while now. And it really is that. It's that we don't have an option to see the scope of what bodies can be, of what even people can be. And that's why
I thought of
queerness is so
myself as
beautiful.
pansexual, but I have a question. So if I'm open to being with a trans woman that's kept her penis, does that make me pan?
I mean, here's what I'll say. I think you get to decide. For
Okay.
me,
You
I
get to
say
decide.
I just
started
identified as
saying-
queer because
I say queer, but I also started saying pansexual, and this was actually something that Amy Dunkey said, where she was like, you know, I've stopped saying, because I used to say bisexual, and because honestly, genuinely, when I was saying bisexual, I was very attracted. It didn't matter how you identified, but I was very attracted to strong presentations of femininity or strong presentations of masculinity. I'm very much I was not attracted to androgyny.
ambiguity.
And
Yeah,
I was
androgyny. Yeah.
I was not attracted to it now, you know. Like I said, anybody can get it, so, you know. But I still feel...
I decided I was pansexual when it came down to exploring more sexual activities. And this one group that I became part of, they were like, well, what do you want to be, you know, into? Like, what, you know, like, what are you down for? Like, what, you know, takes you on? And I was like, shit, every fucking thing. Like, I've been into a lot of people
Capri
for a
is
very
equal
long
opportunity,
time.
honey.
Like, it's always been that. So it's just like, I didn't know the definition. I also don't like to define things at all. I'm not a defining bitch. Like
A defining bitch.
Like, do we
Not
have to
defining
say?
bitch.
But like, if I was to like be able to tell people what's going on, pansexual is the only way to tell you that
To make it plain.
Anything and everything
to make it plain.
Going on.
Not anything. I'm not giving. Don't give me animals.
Not anything. Okay, not with people. We're still
No animals.
We're still talking about humans.
No piss play. No scat play.
These motherfuckers don't know what the fuck. Not anything. But
No,
yes,
a lot of things.
Humans can.
A lot of
humans
bodies.
can get it. Humans can get it.
Humans can get it.
And I'm
Humans
talking
can
all
get it.
shapes and sorts.
Another good
All
episode
shapes and
title.
sizes.
Humans can
If
get
I
it.
am able to please you and we can return it, I want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do. That's a really big part of me. It's
Yeah.
a very huge part of me. And I just think also though with that, outside of the bedroom, just respecting that this is how you are in the world.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be this in the world.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel like you have to look like whatever the fuck the world is telling you have to look like, because it's not fucking true.
And even trans folks who there's this pressure to look how you identify in a way that I think is fucked as well.
It's so stupid.
You have to present in a very specific way.
Yeah.
So, I think that also queerness is just a very expansive word in itself, right?
Yeah.
To be queer.
Queer's been the
to
easiest
me,
for me to just.
To be queer to me is to be free. Is to have said that the entire world is my oyster and I can have things in the way that I explore them and I can see what's for me and see what's not. Queerness is to be expansive. Like someone asked me, we asked each other our pronouns. I'm trying to get better about that. Instead of ever assuming, the only thing I'm assuming is they. And we can move on from there. But someone asked me my pronouns and I said she, her, they. Because I really don't feel.
She, her, they.
I don't feel.
I mean, niggas been saying they. That's what.
Niggas have been saying
Before it became a thing, they has been a thing.
Last night, well, they was like this,
always.
they was like that, and they was like, we were saying they.
But it's because the reason
That's so true.
Is because I feel that it can be that my identity is expansive and that there is no the same way you said you don't like the label and the same way that you said when you're talking about your attraction to any body but including trans folks, that there is this showing up in yourself. To me, that's what queerness is. Queerness is saying, regardless of what the fuck people have been telling me I'm supposed to do and what's supposed to please me, I'm seeking my own pleasure and owning it, and you can't say shit to me.
Period.
So baby, I am very clear. I seek what I want. I explore what I want, and what is not for me is not for me.
And I'll find out when I get there.
And only me. And I don't impose that on other people being like, well, you can't. That's fucked up.
That motherfucking scene in P Valley was hot as shit, though.
I'm not usually into scenes like that. I'm not one that enjoys necessarily. Like, I have friends who enjoy watching gay porn, like male on male porn. I'm not that girl.
It's
just not. I don't find it to be super hot or whatever, but I also am not into male strippers and that whole thing.
Male strippers is still weird for me.
Those both of them I kind of lump together. But
I'm very into the.
I really enjoyed the Little Murder Teeth. I really enjoyed that. I don't know if it was just because it was so good.
Why do you like to eat ass? This is why.
Wait, what?
This is where it's going. Listen to me. I'm very much so into men.
Where are we going?
I could literally feel it. I was like, I already could hear. The way I looked at you, I was like, I could already feel where you were going. Now, we just had this conversation. We just had this conversation over there.
It just made me hot and sad.
We talked about this. I don't know if you remember. We talked about this.
Yes, continue, please.
The reason why is because I very much enjoy men putting themselves or allowing themselves to be in this vulnerable state. Yeah. And I think that's why I enjoy gay sex. To see a man that is
being vulnerable
with another man. In a way that is so
definitely
passionate.
A way to look at it.
Them niggas be fucking passionate, bitch.
The way she
and
said,
these motherfuckers will go and fuck a bitch and just be
yeah.
But these niggas be still giving it. Don't get me wrong, they giving it, but it's still this
it's different. There's a sensuality to it. There's a sensuality to it.
The way that vulnerability happens. I like to eat ass because I don't want you to fucking put your legs up.
Submit to me.
She said
let me bend you over.
The quote from our conversation. Now I remember where we had it when she said, "Seeing a nigga toot it back." That is the quote that came from.
Tooted and booted.
I
love it.
Toot it back.
I love
it's giving legs and hips and booty.
Like
booty body asshole.
when I had a person like I was like going down on him, and I got up and he just got up and turned over and put his ass up. I said, I'm in there. I got you, baby. You need to
Tell me, I got you. It's the submission for me.
It's the submission for me.
I love it.
A bitch like
I'm not mad at it. I'm still ain't doing no groceries, but I am here for it.
I'm definitely on the.
I'm an advocate for the grocery community. For sure.
I'm definitely submit and dominance. I like
the balance. I want both. Thank you. You're such a Leo. We're only a week apart in our birthdays, y'all. Because I completely
y'all be hearing while I'm talking to Dion here, and I be like, man, Erica also do that. Because these niggas is Leos as hell. Like,
because I want the option to dominate you, but I prefer to submit first because I dominate too much of my regular life.
So much.
I need my sexual life. I need to be. I prefer to be in a more submissive place, but I'm only comfortable being in a submissive place with those who know how to just take the reins and know what they're doing.
Yes.
I am not comfortable being submissive, but also telling you what to do doesn't work.
Sure of yourself. What happened to moving with certainty, my guy?
Like
too much certainty the other day.
Too much certainty, yes. But right
here, me and said, I almost smacked your ass.
To be certain means to have access, and ask questions, and have conversations.
You have to have a confidence in that you know how this person's body operates.
Because
and how that person's body responds. You have to have a confidence in. You have to be confident in learning your partner in that moment. If you're confident in thinking, you have to be confident in knowing that. Okay, so now we know. Okay, so you have to be confident in knowing that, like, regardless of your partner, like, don't be confident thinking that, the way I do sex is going to work for every motherfucker.
Period.
That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Like, at fucking all.
No, it's not.
That confidence, when I say confidence and know what the fuck you're doing, like, you know that you're going to learn me. You're confident in knowing that you're going into this wanting to learn how my body works so that the next time nobody has to say a thing.
Confidence plus willingness. You have to have both.
Yeah.
You have to be confident and willing to ask questions. You're not going to ask the questions if you're not willing, and you're not going to ask the questions if you don't have the confidence to. You have to have both. You have to have both that what do you like? It can be sexy. Like, listen, when I'm asked, it be sexy. So I'm just saying, like, I don't know why people don't just. But that's also us as Leos. I feel like we're very, like, we want that, like, we like that energy of you being sure of yourself because we're sure of ourselves. And part of the reason we're sure of ourselves is because we're going to ask you. I'm going to ask you what you like. I'm going to ask you.
I like to read how a person's body responds.
Exactly.
I'm very into that.
Yeah.
I'm going for that response. I don't really like to be told much of what to do in the bedroom at all.
No?
I don't like it.
Tell me, baby.
Like, I just don't. I don't know. I don't love it. I don't like being told what to do in life, and I think it's just translated into the bedroom too, which I work on. But I like to figure it the fuck out. I'm the person that skips the manual, skips the written instructions. I figure it the fuck out. That's how I approach life. And that's how I approach sex. But I don't mind, like, taking instruction and stuff too. If there's something in particular they like in that moment and don't want me to deviate, I don't mind you telling me those type of things. Communicate, yes. Yeah. But within reason, don't boss me around. Because then I'm going soft. That's just not gonna work. Or then I'm gonna feel like I need to put you in handcuffs and a ball gag or something because I just need you to shut the fuck up. Like, don't try to maneuver my head anywhere. I don't like it. Like, just don't. We're not. Your hands are going to be moved. Don't do it. Because now I feel like I'm the submissive bitch in the porn flick that's gonna wind up getting bukkake at the end. I feel like that bitch. When you're pushing my head in places, I feel like that girl. And I don't like how that looks.
Just say something.
Like, just say it. Yeah, like, go lower. To the left.
Yeah, that.
Don't push me, move me, maneuver me, because now I'm like, you need handcuffs. Get off me. Get off me. In my Kapri voice. Get off me.
Off me, bitch.
Oh, God.
Bitch. All right, last sip.
Okay, let's do it.
And toast.
Yes, okay. Well, not yet. Let me do our description first. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to toast before we sip.
Yes.
So our last one is another one that I'm thinking we might bring on at Seal Box. Terra Noble Gran Reserva Carmenere 2018. So it's a good year. Anyway, this outstanding winery was founded in 1993 and has produced high quality wines that have been recognized and awarded. The owners, driven by their passion for viticulture, are dedicated to producing top wines by combining the excellent premises of a magnificent nature with the best in tradition and modernism. Whatever the fuck all that fluff means.
I hate that shit.
That's like the PR snippet. They didn't give a lot of information on this particular release
First off,
itself.
Wine World, like, make your wine more accessible to find out information on. And also your fucking tasting rooms, bro. What
That's
It's
where
one of the ways they gatekeep, though. It really is.
Oh my
And so
God.
that is where I'm excited about what we're working on with Sealbox, like trying to apply the same concept of how we operate with spirits and spirit producers, like applying that same kind of thing to wine.
It's
like,
needed.
really deep diving more into the independent, smaller, less accessible brands and like being able to convey those stories in a way that's more like understandable. Yeah,
You
like,
can be transparent. People ain't about to steal your recipe.
No.
It's impossible. Even if they could steal the recipe, it would still
It's
be
not gonna be
impossible.
you.
Make
It's not
it
gonna be how you
because
do
that's
it.
the way nature works.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, for me, it's like not even about that as much as it's this, the way that like people work in wine when they're actually growing and making, like, I guess it just doesn't,
it's just cut off.
it just doesn't feel necessary.
Right.
You know, like, we also have to understand the way that we understand wine historically is not the way that wine has been understood. So when we're developing all this information and how long did you ferment, like, people are, it wasn't always made that way. So some of these smaller producers, sometimes it's harder because they're not as intense. And then some of these large or intense about, when did I start this? How many days has it been? They're not like, not all of them. Here's what I'll say. Not everyone is actually keeping the information.
Yeah.
Because wine was never meant to be like variety focused.
Right.
Like it wasn't
You're
really
making
meant
it
to.
fruit.
Yeah, it's fruit. You ferment it. You practice
Crush
different
it,
things. You
and
crush
use
it.
it,
You taste things. You
Here we
figure
go.
it out. You test acid. You test for different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, wine is just not regulated in that same way. That was weird.
Okay, our new camera, y'all, has a mind of its own. So
Clearly.
it's just doing its own thing.
It's giving.
It like gave us a
something.
rolling
I
credits
don't know.
and then turned back on.
For real.
It was very weird, like a production by Sony Handycam. Oh, now it's doing the credits again. Anyway,
Yeah.
y'all. So
Let's
see what it's
smells
giving.
Amazing. To me, it smells like chocolate and tobacco.
and so here's the thing that I shout out to AJ who gave me this tasting note about Chilean wines. That like that air of Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Always exists in a Chilean wine, and I will never forget that note because I was like, wow, that's so specific and so fucking accurate no matter how many of these I've tried.
Yeah. It definitely smells like a box.
Everything you said, but also a box of Band-Aids. Like,
But there is that.
I mean, it smells
But there's
great
a
though, and I get
also,
jammy
like,
red
jammy
berries.
swoop. I was just saying. I love you. A jammy quality to the fruit.
Also, a mole,
Yeah.
like a spicy chocolate.
Oh, definitely mole.
Ooh, like a mole. Ooh, yeah.
Definitely mole. Ooh, baby.
It is because it's like that. It's that dry pepper, like of a mole. Like,
Exactly. That like that chocolate we tasted at BCB.
exactly like
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
It translates to the palate a little bit too, actually.
Ooh, love it.
Same with that jammy fruit, exactly.
So that's why I love this variety.
Nice.
The spice is nice. This is the wine that I used to make the red wine syrup with the Ras El Hanout that I made for that cocktail.
Ooh.
Yeah, I made a Carmenere Ras El Hanout syrup.
So what is Ras El Hanout?
Ras El Hanout is a blend of Moroccan spices that are both warm spices and peppery spices.
Ooh, get your chest, get your chest, get
Yes.
your chest. Ooh, get your throat.
We
Get
are.
your throat.
But yeah, warm spices
Yum.
and
Oh, we
pepper
didn't
spices.
cheers. Oh, God.
Cheers,
Okay.
y'all.
Clink, clink.
Eyes.
Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, yes. No bad sex. No bad sex. Ha, 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 ha,
No, we don't want the problems.
ha. Oh, God. Okay. Child, we
thank you,
skipping
Erica.
what's tea because the world is what's
Yeah,
tea.
yeah.
Humans are trash. We are skipping where we eating. RPM was great. Maiz 64. The food was good. Yay, no.
Maiz 64, yes.
Good food, okay.
Delicious, in-house made tortillas. Some of their dishes were like kind of like, It's very expensive Mexican food.
Got it. Okay.
Very expensive Mexican food. I didn't have to pay for it, but I had a great time. I would go back for some of the dishes because I think you could find nothing like it in the city, but pretty cool. Pretty awesome.
Okay. Well, thank you, Erica.
Yes, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Fab. She will definitely be back on while we're tasting whiskey,
Yes.
y'all.
Bring me back on. I want to taste all the things. Just have me. I'll just come and take behind the scenes footage and I just want to taste stuff. And
Well, bitch, look, you are welcome.
I just want to be with my friends.
You are welcome on any Sunday, bitch. You are welcome.
You are literally welcome any Sunday.
Yeah, it really doesn't. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, 1 o'clock.
So, yeah, we record Sundays at 1.
I love to be included. So it's like totally my thing.
All right, we love y'all. Comment, engage, subscribe, like, share, do all of that good social engagement shit. We appreciate y'all. And until next week, bye.